So today we are going to be clearing out all of June's cards from the custom card review. I cleared out May in the last episode, so in today's episode we're going to go ahead and clear out all of June. I took a look at how many cards we have. I saw a couple of them that were duplicates, so if there are duplicate emails, I'm obviously not going to go ahead and read them, because if I've already read the card, why would I read the card again, right? Because if you sent two emails, it's pretty much the same thing. You guys get the gist. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into all of the June cards for today's video. So starting out with the first custom card of the video, we have a Fortnite Goku coming from Krim. Have I read this card? I don't even remember if I read this card or not. It's whatever. Okay, so it is a Dokkan FSTUR. It is a Goku from Fortnite. And his typing is int. So his leader skill is Earthbred Fighters or Realm of Gods 3 key 170% across the board, and his 30% of the stats is to Pure Saiyans and Crossover. So of course his leader skill does make a whole lot of sense. So his super attack effect, he stacks attack and gains 30% attack for one turn, and on his unit super attack effect, he gains 50% attack and 30% defense for one turn. And it could be activated when you have a Bulma, Vegeta, or Beerus attacking in the same turn. So it makes sense because, of course, the first batch of Dragon Ball units on Fortnite was Bulma, Vegeta, Beerus, and Goku. That's pretty fire. Okay. So the passive, trapped within an endless battle to the death. Yeah, Fortnite, if you really think about it, that's essentially what it is. And they added my guy Cell, so, I mean, I don't know if I should get a little stream on. I don't know. I bought Cell and Frieza because I saw the bundle and I was like, you know what, why not? Cell is going to get copped regardless. So activates interest animation upon entry once only, of course, 100% attack and defense, and launches 2 additional attacks that both have a 50% chance to become a super attack for 4 turns from the start of battle. Of course, that is good because he is stacking his attack. He also gets a chance to dodge by 30% from the start of turn for 1 turn when there's an ally whose name is Vegeta, excluded. Of course, copy junior and youth, so you have to have a Vegeta, a Bulma, or a Beerus on the team. He has a 30% chance to dodge. He also gets 177% attack and defense baseline. He also has a 70% chance to dodge unrestricted, and he builds up 25% attack and defense up to 125% with each attack evaded. So he's building up attack and defense with his dodge. He has a 70% chance to dodge on top of, hold on, he also has a additional 30% chance to dodge. No, that's separate. Because it says a chance of evading attack plus 30% from the start of turn for 1 turn. No, he has a guarantee. No, that adds on to his 70% chance to dodge. So within that first turn, he can be building up his attack and defense immediately while stacking his attack, of course, because he has that additional super attack chance for those first 4 turns. Yeah, this guy's really, really good. Yeah, because I like the design of this unit in the aspect that he's guaranteed dodging for the first turn, provided you have a Bulma, Vegeta, or Beerus on the team. And it'll help him build up all that attack and defense, as well as him stacking his attack because he launches 2 additional attacks that have a 50% chance to come super attack. Yeah, he's good. Certainly. And his active skill, the Mythic Kamehameha. Isn't that the little item that you have in Fortnite? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I played Fortnite in like season 1, 2, and 3. But then like I stopped and when it dropped season 4, like way back then. So I'm pretty sure the Kamehameha was like a little item they had in game. I don't completely remember. I could be wrong. Master raises attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage to enemy and disables enemy actions once within the turn. So of course that's good because he's stacking his attack and his active skill is gonna hit like a bomb. And he's also disabling enemy actions, so that's obviously great. Can be activated after dodging 6 or more attacks. Guys, guess what? This is 6 attacks right here that he dodges. Yeah, simple math, right there. That's very nice. I like how he dodges 6 attacks and he builds up all his attack and defense. That's easy. And then he activates his active skill the very next turn if you really want to, or you can save it to the end of the battle and hit the boss with it like a nuclear missile. Krim, thank you for sending in your card. He has Attack of the Clones. You see, that makes sense because Fortnite. Okay. Love the card. So let's go ahead and move on over to the next card for the custom card review. So this is a 2-part card. This is a LR Evil Buu that absorbs Fat Buu and turns into Super Buu. It's cool concept for sure, cool concept. And I think this came in from Vestflex. I'm pretty sure this is who made this card. I had to click on 2 separate emails and copy both the bodies of text and put it onto a notepad. So I do have his entire card right over here on this notepad. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what he is cooking up here. So Incarnation of Doom, Extreme AGL, Majin Buu, Pure Evil. Of course, it's Skinny Buu. It's a LR AGL, Skinny Buu, of course. So his leader skill is Majin Power 3 key and 200% of the stats, and his passive, he has an interesting animation, of course, Tech Boo's Exchange. That's exactly what it is because he put it over here in little brackets. So 40% damage reduction if there are, no, 40% damage reduction for 5 turns if there is a Majin Power category allies on the team. No, just one Majin Power category on the team. Or if there's an enemy whose name is Buu. Of course, Pure Evil, Gohan absorbed, Piccolo absorbed, and Gotenks absorbed, and Super excluded. Okay, so if you're going up against a Buu, or if you have a Majin Power category ally on the team, you have a 40% damage reduction for the first 5 turns. He also starts out with 3 key and 150% attack and defense baseline, gets 2 key and 40% attack and defense performing a super. He also has a 70% chance to guard all attacks, and he builds up 1 key up to 5 and 20% attack and defense up to 150% with each attack received. Interesting. So he does have 40% damage reduction for the first 5 turns. He does gain an attack and defensive buff on super. He does have that guard chance, certainly, and when he does proc that guard chance, he has guard with damage reduction, and that could definitely help him build up his key attack and defense, of course, with each attack received. He seems Dokkan-esque. This is definitely a Dokkan-esque card for sure. Okay, so what are we looking at here? So his super attack effects, on his 12 key, he gains 50% attack and defense 1 turn and lowers attack and defense. And on his 18 key, he gains 30% defense 1 turn and greatly lowers attack and defense. So of course, he does have a good 12 and 18 key super attack effect. And he can activate his absorption when HP is 70% or more, starting from the 5th turn. Okay, so let's see what LR Super Buu is looking like. Of course, the absorption. So leader skill obviously is unchanged, and the new passive is 3 key and 220% attack and defense baseline. He has 60% damage reduction unrestricted, and he also gets 20% chance to crit per rainbow key sphere obtained, and raises attack and defense by 40% with each attack performed up to 180%. He also has a 50% chance to dodge for 5 turns after receiving an attack. Okay, and he also has a 30% chance of launching an additional super, and he gets Worldwide Chaos 3 key and 40% attack. So he's a support type unit. He gets a 50% chance to dodge for 5 turns, which is obviously very good, on top of his already unrestricted 60% damage reduction. This guy's pretty much a wall. Excuse me, but this is exactly how I would imagine Super Buu. For sure. And his super attack effects, of course, which are different. He has categories obviously unchanged. Does he change links? He loses BBB. Super Buu with no BBB is just so odd to me. I don't know why. Did Dokkan ever give Super Buu BBB? I don't have any recollection of him having BBB. So this must be accurate. So his super attack effects, on his 12 key, stacks defense and recovers 10% HP, so he has a great 12 key. And on his 18 key, gains 50% defense in 1 turn, and has a 70% chance of sacrificing 5% HP. So this must be like his, you guys know the LR Super Buu active skill, where he basically just like, you know, creates a fucking big ass bomb on himself. And his active skill, master his attack temporarily and causes mega colossal damage to all enemies. So it's a AoE, and can be activated when HP is 60% or less, starting from the 7th turn from start of battle. This card is obviously a wall. This card is a wall. I think the only thing I would change about this card, I would swap this. I would make his 18 key, of course, his 12 and 18 key super attack effects inside Skinny Buu are quite good, but I would say let him gain 50% attack and defense on super on his 18 key, and let him stack attack on his 12 key, and then maybe toss some additional super attack chance on him inside his pre-absorption, and then we're cooking. That's just a couple of things I would change. But other than that, I do like this card for sure, because all that attack and defense from him receiving inside the Skinny Buu part of the card is transferring over to Super Buu, and he's stacking defense. He has 60% damage reduction with a 50% chance to dodge. He's a support type unit to Worldwide Chaos, and you guys know exactly who's on there. Imagine the custom units that are on Worldwide Chaos. LR, Merge Zamasu, easy, eh? Okay, let's go and run over to the next card. So I had to move myself over just to to showcase his cards so you guys can see it yourself. Just based off the leader skill, excuse me, by the way. Based off the leader skill, his card's insanely broken. It's just, when I see a card like this is a joke card. This is literally just the epitome of a damn broken ass custom card. So don't be surprised if I'm nonchalantly talking about this broken ass card. So this is coming from Blue After Dark, I believe, the person who created this card. So it's a Super STR, Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Janemba movie. Leader skill, movie heroes, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Goku's family, Pure Saiyans, 5 key, and 300% the stats. Okay, so he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leader skills on a 5 key and 300% leader skill. Okay, and his passive, he starts out with 200% attack and defense. He guards. He launches 5 additional attacks that launches 5 additional attacks, 3 of which become an 18 key super. Read that one more time. He launches 5 attacks that, out of those 5 attacks, 3 of them are 18 key supers. Okay, he has 100% damage reduction for 2 turns, and after those 2 turns, he has 50% damage reduction. For every hit received, he gets 300% defense. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. For every hit received, he gets 300% defense, and it stacks indefinitely. Okay, for every attack, ultra super attack and super attack included, dealt, he gets 200% attack and 50% defense. Okay, so he's getting this on every normal attack and every super attack. And for the first 3 turns, upon attacking turn, he changes all key spheres to STR with 23 key obtained, changes all orbs to the next ally's typing. Well, I can't even lie, that's creative. I think that's cool. This is definitely the coolest part of the card. I like that. If you get 23 key, then it changes the orbs again for the card sitting right next to it. I like that. That's super creative. Outside of that, this is the run-of-the-mill broken ass card, pretty much. Let's continue reading him, shall we? When launching a 18 key super attack, 500% defense for 5 turns. You don't think he has enough defense? Does he have enough defense? Does he have enough offense? You guys want me to do unit reviews on cards like this shit? Hold on, I gotta point at it. I can't even point at it. Is it here or is it? Yeah, there we go, right here. You guys want me to do unit reviews on shit like this? Come on. And I don't mean shit as in bad, because obviously it's a custom card. You make it however you want to, obviously. But you can't expect me, in your right mind, to make unit reviews on custom cards like this. He's just broken. I'm not even done reading him, by the way. Okay, so this is the last part of the card I have to read. So with 5 orbs obtained, all allies 600% to their next attack with guaranteed crits. Okay. All allies under the name Vegeta gain a guaranteed super attack. He dodges all attacks for 2 turns, twice only. Okay. Vegeta, if you're a Vegeta, you're getting a guaranteed super as well as you're dodging everything for 2 turns. Okay. Changes their opposite typing with key to rainbow key spheres, and with each rainbow key sphere obtained, 50% defense and 100% attack. Okay. With 3 key spheres obtained, plus 3 key per key sphere, and launches 4 additional supers with which boost their effect by 100%. What do I even say? Guys, pause the video and read this card. Read this entire card. Read it. What do you think? What do I even say to this? Okay, let's continue on. So, have we even gotten to his super attack effects? We didn't. So his 12 key, he deals... No. Wait, hold on. That's 12 key? Is he an LR? Am I crazy? He has to be a damn LR, right? He's doing Mega Colossal. He is an LR because there's a 12 key. Here is the unit super. And then here is the 18 key. And then here's the active skill. Okay, so let's see what we got here, right? So his 12 key, he deals Mega Colossal, okay, and gives all allies 100% to their next attack while massively raising their... No, I read that wrong. So all allies 100% to their next attack while massively stacking attack and greatly stacking defense. Do you think stacking matters if a card looks like this? It doesn't. It doesn't matter. Okay, so the unit super attack, when paired with Vegeta, cooperation between rivals, it deals Mega Colossal damage and massively stacks defense 3 times over and can be done 4 times back to back when faced with an extreme type. Okay, cancels out the enemy super attack and AoE attacks for 3 turns, so a nullification for multiple turns. All right, essentially, not nullification, excuse me, a disabling enemy's action for multiple turns. Oh, okay, all right, 18 key super. Cancels out any prior attack from the enemy, deals Mega Colossal damage, super effective against all types for that turn, and massively stacks defense for allies twice only. And do keep in mind, this fucker can do 3 18 key supers. Oh man, this is custom card galore. So active skill, final Kamehameha. When Vegeta is on the same attacking turn or HP is 70% or lower, how the hell would your HP fall below an HP threshold with this card? You literally don't take damage. You quite literally. There's no taking damage. So if you really think about it, HP restriction on this card is worthless because he's guarding. He has 100% damage reduction for 2 turns and gets 50% damage reduction. Even then, with 50% damage reduction and guard, he's not taking damage regardless. Get it? Guard regardless. Come on, man. Come on. There's some cards like this is just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy talk. So active skill deals Mega Colossal damage to all enemies. 1,000% attack temporarily raises attack by 5,000%. 100, no, that's 1,000% attack. A temporary raise attack to 5,000%. Effective against all types and launches this again when facing a physical enemy or a movie boss category enemy. I have no reaction to this card. This is just a broken card. I have no reaction. Seriously. This is mainly supposed to be new level power when Broly is now 100% power correct. Okay, I think I've seen enough. Let's go and move on to the next card. Thank you for sending in this card. Okay, so we got another card coming in from the same person who made the last card, and I think you guys already know how broken this card's going to be. Cool art, by the way. So, yeah, my art, yeah, it isn't the best, but I tried. Hey, it looks good. It looks good. I like it. I like it. Now, let's see this card. So, his leader skill, that's a Goku Black. His leader skill is Corroded Body and Mind, or Exploding Rage, or Future Saga, 4 key and 170% across the board. And his 30% of the stats is to Inhuman Deeds or Worldwide Chaos. Okay, so his passive, 2 key and 150% attack and defense baseline, 100% attack when performing a super attack. He also randomly changes key spheres of a random type to STR, nullifies immunity to defensive down and attack down when 3 STR key spheres are obtained, so interesting effect that he has in his card. He also gets 50% defense per STR key sphere obtained. When facing one enemy, 300% attack, 250% defense, and all allies get 2 key and 50% defense. He also launches 4 additionals that have a 70% chance to become a super, and when super attacks land, he gets 10% damage reduction. You see, when I read this part of his card, I'm like, okay, looks balanced. But then, I mean, this, I say that's completely fine. Nullifying immunity to defensive down and attack down, completely fine. But then, like, I read the rest of his card, like, this is fine. I read the rest of his card, and I'm just like, bro, blue. Anyways, and of course, he gets damage reduction when a super attack lands. For every turn passes, 200% attack, okay, cannot be lowered, so you're just building up a stupid amount of attack. When first attacker in the turn, 200% defense, and he launches an additional super attack. After receiving one hit, he foresees enemy supers for 2 turns, and he gets 30% defense, and he does guaranteed crits, and all attacks destroy super attacks. Blue. It's like, you had me at this part of his card, balanced. But then, like, everything else, the rest of his card just busted. Anyways, it's not an LR, right? It's a Dokkan STUR. Okay. So Dancing Slash of Retribution massively stacks attack and greatly stacks attack, massively lowers attack and defense, while also gradually lowering enemy attack and defense by 25% per turn after getting hit by this attack. The amount goes up all the way to 100%. You know what? I gotta applaud this. I applaud this creativity. Because imagine a card that existed like this. A card that existed like this is peak. Better yet, no, this isn't peak imagination. I've seen something way more broken than this before. I definitely have. But this is definitely, you know, fuck it. It is peak imagination. It surely is. Even though I've definitely seen something more broken than this. This card's insane. And you guys know what's crazy? That card that Blue made previous to this one is one of the most broken cards I've seen. Yeah, I have like a handful of cards that are in my tier of most broken cards. And you know what's crazy? I forgot to star that one card. That one card that's that broken ass cell inside one of my old unit reviews that I did. Someone made this ridiculously broken ass cell that I did not favorite. I completely forgot to do that. God damn. But yeah, there's like a top 5 I have of broken ass cards I've ever read. And that Goku's up there. He's literally insane. Okay. So with that being said, his active skill, and it's crazy, but this is tame compared to cards I've read in the past. In my little top 5, top 10. For sure. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So it's active skill. Also, he deals immense. he deals immense. Who gives a damn? Look what he's doing. Like come on, man. Seriously? Anyways, active skill. Activates when HP 77% or lower, or when there is an ally whose name is Zamasu, fuse included, twice only. Okay. The blade that has shattered all remaining hope. 1000% to next super attack, twice only. Okay, so enemy just, you look at the enemy and they just break into Lego bricks. They just die. 12 key, activates twice. Okay. All allies 70% to next attack. Ultra super attack and super attack including activates twice. Okay, I like how we just get the activating twice. That's what the enemy's not going to be dead already. It's like, does this really matter? It doesn't really matter if you put a restriction on it. The enemy dies regardless of this card. Like, this card's base kit is enough. it's already well over enough. So let's see. Where was I at? Super attack deals Mega Colossal damage, activates twice. Mega Colossal on a goddamn TUR that's doing 1000% on their next attack. Okay, while massively stacking an attack. Yeah. Seems pretty nice to me, right? Seems pretty nice. Destroys all enemies' attacks towards the weakest defense character on that turn. Destroys all enemies' attacks that will attack this character before it attacks. Activates twice. You know, we like to balance stuff around here. We activate it twice. Keep it nice and tame. No. Okay. So, let's move on to the next card. So, we got Swan Lake. What is this? What is this? Let's take a little peek. Emperor Vic. Where exactly is this from? I'm sorry, I don't know what exactly, like, what game this is from. We're gonna read them anyways, but interesting. I don't know what game these cards are from. I did read the email though. But I don't think I saw anything regarding what game that these cards are from. It says Swan Lake. I don't know what exactly Swan Lake is. Probably a game that I don't know about, or a little book or series, probably a little anime, something. It's probably something I definitely don't know about, but let's go ahead and read them. Shout out to the person who sent these cards. So it's 3 cards. It's a Vic Reborn. Okay, so stats are as shown for all my people that want to go ahead and do the calcs. So leader skill. is Earthbred Fighters or Sworn Enemies, 3 key and 170% across the board, and the 30% of the stats is to Legendary Existence, Power Absorption, or Inhuman Deeds. Okay, I can't really judge whether these are accurate because I don't know what exactly this character for this card is referencing, so I'm just going to go ahead and assume that all leader skills are adequately just placed. I'm gonna assume. So super attack effect, 30% attack for 1 turn, and seals. The code is "I'll take care of you myself." Pretty badass. Anyways, the passive, 3 key and 160% attack and defense baseline. Launches an additional super attack when the target enemies in the attack down, defense down status. Okay. Extreme class allies, 2 key and 50% attack and defense. That's quite good, of course. A 70% chance to dodge. Very nice. And also gets an additional 12% chance to dodge, up to a 30% chance to dodge, which with each super attack perform. Okay, so does that stack on top of that already 70% chance to dodge, or is that separate? Because that says an additional chance to dodge, so that must stack onto up to 100% chance to dodge. That's what each super attack perform, by the way. So this character can get up to 100% chance to dodge, because it says an additional chance of dodging attacks. So that's nice. You gain up to a guaranteed chance to dodge. You know, he also gets a 30% damage reduction when dodge is disabled. Interesting. So if you go up against an event that cancels dodge, then this card gets damage reduction. Okay, so let's see the transformation. Can be activated after the card dodges 4 more attacks in battle, or facing 1 enemy, starting from the 4th turn of start of battle. So that is definitely a good transformation condition. So Link's Revival, Metamorphosis, BBB, Brutal Beatdown. Let's see what the transformation is looking like. So Greatly Stack. This card stack and attack in its pre-transformation. It's not just for 1 turn. Okay. One thing I would change about this part of the card is making this card lower attack. So that way it can help out this card with the attack or defense lowering. Maybe these 2 cards over here. No, maybe this card right over here. Does this card lower attack? No, this card. No, it does. Yeah, this card lowers attack. Wait, never mind. I take that back because you have a linking partner that lowers attack passively. Yeah, I take that back. Never mind. Because I thought for some reason that this card wouldn't lower attack, and I had to go ahead and check and just not assume. Okay, so let's go on over to this card's post-transformation. I will scavenge this whole world if it means you become my dessert. Oh my god. That's a little, that's a little something. Okay. Alright, so 4 key and 230% attack and defense baseline. Oh, not to mention this card greatly stacks attacking and mastery lowers defense. So launches 2 additional attacks, both have a 70% chance to become a super attack, and launches a guaranteed super attack and if the enemy's in attack or defensive down status. Okay. Randomly changes key spheres to rainbow. Okay, so it's rainbow orb changer. 30% damage reduction and an additional 3% damage reduction per key sphere obtained. Alright. That's really good considering that this card's a Rainbow Orb change that's supporting its damage reduction buildup off of key spheres, and not to mention this card already has 30% damage reduction. So 30% attack with 3 or more key spheres obtained, very nice. 40% attack and defense of 5 or more key spheres obtained, and 50% attack and defense of 7 or more key spheres obtained, and 100% attack and a guaranteed crit with when key is 12. So this card's doing guaranteed crits with 30% damage reduction and damage reduction per key sphere obtained while making its own orbs, and could do up to like 5 supers. Okay, links stay the same, by the way. some slight, some calm, like my dog Justin says. Anyways, so Tikon. Oh my god, if I said that name wrong, I am so sorry. Okay, so there's other cards too. There's a couple more after this. These must be banner units. Anyways, Power of Wish is 3 key, 130% the stats, and the super attack effects. Of course, they go to stats for all my my calc junkies. Anyways, so the super attack effect, 50% defense 1 turn, does supreme with a 50% chance to stun, and raises extreme class allies attack and defense by 20% for 2 turns. So I would say quite the good super attack effect. Consider this my goodbye, and of course it's in Russian. 100% attack and 240% defense, and passively debuffs enemies' attack and defense by 30% with a 70% chance to guard, and guards all attacks when there is a Battle of Wits or Sworn Enemies category ally attacking the same turn. This guy's a Sworn Enemies in Battle of Wits, right? Quite clearly. Yeah, Sworn Enemies, and I don't think Battle of Wits anyway. He's a goddamn Sworn Enemy, so it doesn't really matter. So this guy's just guarding. He's guarding with 240% defense and passively lowering attack so that this guy can get that guaranteed super off. Very nice. Anyways, where are we at? So plus initial 60% attack and defense and 30% damage reduction when facing only 1 enemy. So pretty much that's like let's take Vanilla Dokkan into this case. That's like 85% of the game. So this guy has 30% damage reduction with guaranteed guard, with 240% defense, and gain defense on super. Very nice. A 50% chance to crit and launch additional super when facing 2 or more enemies, so that's pretty much a cherry on top. And extreme class allies 3 key and 30% attack and defense. So this card is literally, yeah, this card is literally a keepsakes right next to this guy. Insanity. Okay. So let's see the last card. The Tara. Did I say that wrong? I probably said that wrong. There goes the stats. God damn, those stats are high. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a LR. Okay, it's a Carnival LR at that. Okay, so damn. That's HP, that's attack, and look at that defense. Look at that attack and defense. That's a very nice mixture. Very nice. Attack, the attack's definitely there. Damn near at 21k, and the defense damn near at 16k. Very nice balance of offense and defense. So Revenge, 3 key and 200% of the stats, and a 12 key. The Burning Smoke, 50% attack defense in 1 turn, and greatly lowers attack. I was expecting you to understand. So destabilizing. Come on, Dev, you know words. Maybe. 100% attack and defense for 1 turn, and greatly lowers attack. Get up, we aren't done yet. Oh my god. What is this from? It says Swan Lake, but what is that? That just sounds so cool. It sounds so cool. Okay, so passive. That is one big ass passive. It goes on to the next page. So, Warped Conflict. Activates the interest animation upon entry once only. Foresees enemy supers for 5 turns. From start turn, is their extreme class ally attacking in the same turn. From this character's start of attacking turn, that is a mouthful for 1 sentence. So this card gets 3 key and 170% attack and defense baseline, as well as a unrestricted 20% damage reduction and 50% attack defense performing a super, as well as launches an additional super attack when performing an 18 key super, so that's very easy for this card to get off, considering the fact that this card is gaining 100% attack and defense on super from its 18 key and 50% attack and defense 1 turn on its 12 key. So, and on top of that, this card is lowering attack too, so this card is definitely helping out this card right over here. Yeah, this little Dokkan Fest, definitely helping it out. So back on over to this card, let's see what we got here. So effective against all types when key is 24, plus additional 5% damage reduction per super attack perform up to 40%. Okay, very nice, because that can build up to 60% damage reduction in total, because she has that 20% damage reduction unrestricted, and then that 40% damage reduction when she fully builds it up. So that's 60% damage reduction just out the gate after she fully builds up. 1 key with each attack perform up to 5, and 10%, what's that, 10% HP dealt, no, recovers 10% of damage dealt as HP, I read that weird, and nullifies unarmed super attacks directed at the character and counters with trended power. So super attack nullification, up to 60% damage reduction, guarantee super built in, effective against all types, quite nice. This card is quite good. And then the entry quote, where there is a will, there will be a way through the wired forest. Oh my god, this card is like sinister as hell. Jeez. Okay, so active skill, the Roaring Spark, master raise attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to enemy, and within this turn activated, all attacks become critical hits, of course guaranteed crits, raises all allies defense by 20% for 1 turn. So of course this is a good active skill. Although it might not hit too hard, it does have the effect of supporting with guaranteed crits. I mean, it is a guaranteed crit, so it could definitely hit. It could hit. It could hit hard, right? It's more valuable. Active skill attacks are most valuable when stacking attack. But it's completely fine, because that support type up as well as the guaranteed crit would definitely help it out a lot. Anyways, can be activated when all allies attacking the same turn are extreme class, starting from the 3rd turn from the start of battle, so that's good. Or when HP is 50% or less, starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. Okay. Keep pushing, never look back on the darkened path we've marched through. Yeah, this card is something else. Like, now it's a damn leader. Yeah. So this card would sit pretty good right next to this card. They're sharing a good amount of links: Cold Judgment, Brainiacs, Big Bad Bosses, Thirst of Conquest. She doesn't have Thirst of Conquest though. Brainiacs, Cold Judgment, Big Bad Bosses. Yeah, these two would sit pretty alright next to each other. They missed a couple links, but the important links is obviously with BBB and Brainiacs, and yeah, Brainiacs is obviously a solid link. So I think we should move on over to the next card. Thank you for sending in your card. This is actually a pretty interesting one. So this was one that was sent in by Vestflex again, of course, because I have it on the little notepad. Okay, so it is a Mercenary Tau. His leader skill is Earthbred Fighters or Siblings Bond, 3 key, 170% across the board, and his 30% stats is to DB Saga or Dragon Ball Seekers. So definitely makes sense because Siblings Bond, as well as Siblings Bond with Crane. Hermit? If I remember correctly, isn't Crane Hermit Mercenary Tao's brother? I haven't watched OG Dragon Ball in like 2 years, like a year or two. I don't remember. I don't remember that one. I definitely could be wrong on that one. Okay, but this definitely makes sense for its leader skill, for sure. Yeah, for damn sure. Okay, so super attack effect, 50% attack defense 1 turn, and has a 50% chance to crit, so a good super attack effect. The passive, as well as these are the stats right over here for my my calcing junkies. Activates interest animation upon entry once only, with a 30% chance to launch additional super attack for 1 turn. He also gets 2 key and 140% attack and defense for 5 turns to start a turn. He also gets 3 key and 130% attack defense baseline, as well as 30% attack defense with each super. What's that? Each super high performed. It says high performed for some reason. That's a typo, so I'll go ahead and get that out of here. Yeah, so 30% attack defense with each super performed up to 100% attack and defense, of course, and a 50% chance of launching additional super attack. And he also gets 120% attack and defense with a 50% chance to guard in the first slot, as well as a 50% chance to nullify Ki Blast super attacks and countering with ferocious power, as well as 100% attack defense performing a super attack. So, an attack defensive buff from his passive super attack effect, he does build up attack and defense with each super attack performed, as well as him having 2 separate procs of additional super attack chance, one being a 30% chance and one being a 50% chance, and he also has Ki Blast nullification. He has a bunch of stats all over the place. He also has that, and he also has the guard in the first slot, the chance to guard. So he has like a lot of chances. Chance for additional super attack, chance for guard. He has chance for additional super attack again, chance for nullification. He has the key in attack and defense for the first 5 turns. Yeah, this guy is interesting. Becomes shirtless when conditions are met. Also, this is the nullifications, by the way. Both of these. I'm pretty sure it's this image first, and then it's this, right? Yeah, I think it's either one of these first. These are the nullification pictures that was left inside the little document that he sent me. Well, not document, the little email. So, must perform 5 more super attacks in battle, which should not be too bad, considering you don't have bad RNG. So, he then has a 50% chance of launch additional super for 1 turn, and gets 3 key and 170% attack and defense for 5 turns from the start turn, and starts out with 3 key and 200% attack and defense baseline, and gets additional 30% attack and defense with each super attack form up to 150% attack and defense, and of course he has a unrestricted 50% chance of launching additional super, and gets 40% attack and defense, no, it's 140% attack and defense, and guards as the first attacker in the turn, so he definitely becomes better when he goes into the shirtless form, and he has a 50% chance to nullify Ki Blast super attacks, and he gets 130% attack defense when forming a super. And his new super attack effect, does he have one? He doesn't. He just gets an active skill. His active skill macerates attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage to enemy and disables enemy action for 1 turn. What's that, the little grenade? Little grenade that Goku kicks back at him. So conditions: can be active in HP 77% or less after the character receives 3 more attacks in battle. So he definitely becomes way better. He definitely becomes way better, for sure. Has that 50% chance to launch additional super for 1 turn, as well as the unrestricted super attack chance right over here. Still Ki Blast nullification. He now has guard instead of guard chance when he's the first attack in turn with more attack and defense. He also still gets his attack and defensive buff from his passive to super attack effect, but it's an additional 30% more. It's good, for sure. This guy's pretty good, but he really wants to get to his shirtless form as fast as possible. It's like if you get bad RNG and this guy comes out, I think if he comes out later, it'd still be fine. This is his stats, by the way. Yeah, this guy's good. This guy is certainly all right, although he does want to guard. He does want to guard. He really gives me that that Tex Super Trunks with a little guard chance. Let's move on over to the next card. A Lego Goku. Okay. This is cool. Okay. So it's a Dokkan Fest Super STR Lego Goku, powered to build a new world with Lego bricks. His leader skill is 4 key and 200% stats, and his super attack effect, the blocky Kamehameha. He gets 30% attack for 1 turn and does mega colossal damage and raises all allies' attack by 77% for 1 turn. This is such a cool card. such a cool card. So he has an offensive base super attack effect with a very good leader skill, of course. So his passive, the power of the power of the Brick Warriors. Look at Frieza down there. Look, you guys see Frieza? My bad. Let me move myself back over here. Okay. So, power of the Brick Warriors activates the interest animation at the start of the curse attack in turn once only. 2 key and 177% attack and 77% defense and 62% damage reduction. So of course, this guy is going to be looking great defensively with his very offensive super attack effect. He also gives all allies 15% damage reduction, so he does give defensive support in it of a damage reduction support, which is obviously very, very nice. He also gets additional 77% attack when attacking, and he gets additional 20% attack up to 77% attack with each attack received. He also foresees enemy super attacks within the same turn from the next turn onward after the 10th turn from the start of battle. So after 10 turns, he gets foresee enemy super attacks. And all allies immune to locking slots. So this guy's good. He gives damage reduction support. So not only does he give damage reduction support, but he also gives the entire rotation 77% attack. He's good defensively on his own with his 62% damage reduction, and he has 77% defense. This doesn't say self-excluded. So technically, this guy has 77% damage reduction. So he has 77% damage reduction. Okay. That's something cool. He can foresee supers after the 10th turn, and he's immune to locking slots. Very interesting card. I like this card, and he's obviously a good card at that. Good leader skill, a good super attack effect that is very cohesive with his passive. He's good. He's definitely good, certainly. Okay, so his active skill can be activated from the 7th turn from the start of battle. It is a Lego Spirit Bomb. A Lego Spirit Bomb. Guys. That's so fire. Okay, so raises attack by up to 777% temporarily and causes ultimate damage to enemy. All attacks become crits and gives all allies 7 key for the rest of the battle. So he is a triple support type unit if you really look at it, because he gives key. He gives 7 key inside his active skill. He's giving attack for 1 turn to the rotation from his super attack effect, and he's also giving the entire rotation 15% damage reduction. Quite the good cards. He's a triple support type unit. I'm about to say super unit. He's a triple support type unit, and on the defensive end, he's fine because he has 77% damage reduction. So, yeah, on top of that, he can foresee super attacks after the 10th turn. You're not going to really see that too often, but it's something that you can factor into his kit. That coupled with the fact that he could hit a pretty alright attack stat. Let's see his rainbow stats. Ah, okay, so he's not meant to hit hard. Okay, never mind. He's not meant to hit hard. Because oh my god, he's a wall, though. God damn. Look at that rainbow defensive stat. Yeah, he's not an offensive unit. Although he has a very offensive-based super attack effect, because he's gaining attack on super. He does Mega Colossal with 9,000 attack rainbowed. So, I would say I'm a big fan of this card. Ronin. Much love from Brazil, I believe. I believe he said Brazil. Much love. Thank you, Ronin. Let's move over to the next card. I love this Fortnite Goku. I'm actually going to star this. This is one of my favorite cards I've done in a while. This card, bro, Salted. Damn, I miss my dog Salted. Salted him, bro. Miss my dog Salted. Yo, this card was sent by a great contributor to my community. That being Salted Ham. A huge shout out to this guy. Thank you, Salted. So, Salted sent me a Goku and Bardock card. Look how that looks so good. That looks absolutely amazing. So, with that being said, wow, this is fire. Absolute fire. I might have to start this card too. This looks pretty goddamn good. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a peek at what we have here. It is a Bardock and Goku card. Kind of looks like, doesn't Legends have one? I recently got back into Legends, by the way, guys. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Legends has one. So let's see what we got here, right? So the super attack effect for these guys on their... Wait, what was zoomed in? Hold on. I didn't even realize it would do that. Let me just zoom out. Okay, so the super attack effects for these guys, they stack attack on their 12 key, and on their 18 key, they gain 50% defense for 1 turn, and on their active skill, they massively raise attack temporarily, cause ultimate damage to enemy, and they're effective against all types for 1 turn. So they have a good 12 and 18 key super attack effect. Of course, they're getting defense from the 18 key, and they're getting attack stacking on the 12 key. So I like to assume that they have additional super attack chance when I see super attack effects like this. So let me go ahead and just put that down. Let's go ahead and pull up this part of the card. They're passive. So the passive, go and zoom in a little bit. So the passive, they have an interesting animation. Of course, they launch an additional super attack for the first 4 turns at the start of the attacking turn. So that's obviously really nice. Guaranteed super for the first 4 turns, excuse me. So they have a guaranteed super attack for the first 4 turns. That's seems about right because they're stacking attacking their 12 key. They gain 159% attack and defense to start a turn, and they get 59% attack when performing a super attack. And they also perform a guaranteed crit when doing an 18 key super, or when they do their active skill. They get 20% attack and defense up to 159%. They also launch 2 additional attacks that both have a 50% chance to become a super attack. So this card can do a quintuple super. Okay, and they can also launch an additional super attack facing an extreme class enemy. Okay, so within the first 4 turns, what's like the number for that? That's 6 supers. Because they do their first super attack, they do their guaranteed super for the first 4 turns, they'll do the 2 additional supers, and then they'll do the guaranteed super and go up against an extreme class enemy, then they'll do another from their potential system. That's 6 supers within those first 4 turns. So if you're lucky enough, they can stack their attack 5 times on that turn, provided the boss lives those attacks from these guys. And on top of that, they're building up their attack and defense, 20% attack and defense up to 159% each attack performed. People, that's good. Certainly, and they guard for 5 turns with 159% attack for the rest of the battle after dealing the final blow. Okay. So, does that mean will that reset? That doesn't say once only. So, if they deal the final blow again, then they'll gain their guard back after the 5 turns after it wears off. They're also immune to negative effects, such as stunning and oh my god, I do not know how to pronounce that word, but that's locking. That's rotation locking. I don't know why, but I could not pronounce this word, but just know that it's rotation locking. Anyways, let's move on over to the next part of the slide, and this is what they are. Of course, they're a Super Saiyan Goku and a Bardock. There's their link set, as well as them being an LR, and their leader skill is Goku's family, bond of parent and child, 3 key, 170% across the board, and their 30% of stats is to Entrusted Will, low class warrior, or pure Saiyan. So this definitely all makes a whole lot of sense. Entrusted Will, just look at this card art. You see Entrusted Will written all over it. Excuse me, as well as the categories. So Salted Ham, man, if you're watching this, miss you, dog. Definitely miss you, and I hope you're doing good. So let's move on over to the next card for the video. So the next card is coming in from Sam, and Sam gave us a LR Bootanks EZA? I'm about to say Majin Buu Easa, an LR Bootanks EZA. So let's just go and jump straight into it. So his leader skill is Power Absorption or Majin Power, 4 key and 170% of the stats. And his super attack effect, he greatly stacks attack. And he has a 30% chance to seal on his 12 key. And he greatly stacks defense. He has a 30% chance to stun on his 18 key. Very, very nice. Okay. So he buffed this up from just being regular stacking attack and defense from both the 12 and 18 keys to greatly stacking defense on the 18 key and greatly stacking attack on the 12 key. And his passive recovers 15% HP at the start of the turn. Okay, that's good, of course. 3 key and 180% attack and defense baseline. And he also gains 50% attack and defense when performing a super attack. Love that, considering that this card is stacking for both his 12 to its 18 key super, excuse me. Also gets additional 50% attack and defense when doing the 18 key super, and he's also keeper keys are obtained, and launches 2 additional attacks that both have a 50% chance to become a super attack. So hold on. So this unit could greatly stack his defense once from his 18 key super, and then have the chance to do 3 more supers afterwards to greatly stack his attack. Yo, this is really good. And of course, these keeper keys are obtained, of course, from his pre-EZA. And you can basically get up to 100% attack and defense, provided you do an 18 key super. This card is quite good. The only thing is that this card really, really wants to stack up enough to get to Buhan, because he doesn't have any defensive ability to fall back on, like guard, damage reduction, blah, blah, blah. But outside of that, this card seems about right. Seems all right. I feel like would Dokkan do this to Buu tanks? I don't see why not. Buu cards could definitely use it. Yeah, this is a good EZA for sure. Already like what I'm seeing. This seems Dokkan-esque. It seems Dokkan-esque. Would it be too powerful if Dokkan gave him greatly stacking defense? I think they would balance that out by not giving him guard, damage reduction, or dodge, and just doing something like this. This seems right. Seems about right. Okay, so active skill. Of course, 50% HP or more, starting from the 4th turn of start of battle, so very easy to get off. So we're into Buhan. Let's see what you did with Buhan. So 12 key, 50%, no, that's 50% attack. So he gains 50% attack for 1 turn with a 70% chance to seal. And his 18 key, he gains 50% attack for 1 turn and delays enemy action. So a powerful 18 key super, for sure. Well, the attack is cool, but this disabling enemy action is quite good. Okay, so 50% HP recovery at the start of the turn once only, so it's obviously good. 4 key and 220% attack and defense baseline, and 50% attack and defense, as well as no, yeah, it's the same thing. So he gets 50% attack defense performing a super attack, and gains 50% attack defense when doing an 18 key super. That's essentially 100% attack and defense, because his card is getting keep or key to retain anyways. He also gets 40% damage reduction when key is 20 or more, so you really want to be above that threshold, as well as him being a orb changer to physical key spheres when there's another extreme type Buu Saga category ally attacking in the same turn. Guards for the first 5 turns, very nice, and 40% attack and defense when guard is activated, very, very nice. 5% defense, so each attack sees up to 40% defense, and launches 3 additional attacks, each of which to have a 50% chance to become a super attack. Wow! Definitely very nice. So he removed the little seal for multiple turns and gave him guard. I like that. I like that a lot. So this card could be guarding with 40% damage reduction, as well as gain additional attack and defense from his guard, and being able to do how many super attacks? I can never say I like this EZA. What's crazy is that they would keep the ceiling. They would keep that ceiling for multiple turns. I would like this guard for multiple turns if Dokkan was able to do this. This seems about right. And he's orb changing. If you have extreme class boost category ally attack in the same turn. Yeah. This seems about Dokkan-esque. Seems like just about. Except they give him his ceiling, of course. They'd balance him out by not giving him guard or damage reduction with his greatly stacking. Because I feel like Dokkan really values this. So let's move on over to the next card. Sam, shout out to you, man. Big shout out to you. The next card is coming in from Raphael. Now, I know that Raphael has sent me a card in the past, and it was like a God Goku that goes into like a... I feel like I've read that card already. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure I read that card, so it was a duplicate email. I'm like, I definitely read this before. I definitely read that before. So I took the duplicate email and I just kept on pushing through. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if I see a duplicate email, I'm just going to click on it and let it clear and then keep moving to the rest, because I most likely have already read the card that was sent to me in the past. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on over to this blue Goku that goes into blue Kamen Goku. So his leader skill is 170% to Pure Saiyans and Realm of Gods, and his 30% is to Reps Universe 7, Kamehameha, and Turtle School. No problems here. And here are his stats for all my, of course, my APT junkies, my... what I even call you guys, not junkies as in bad, but you guys, like, you love to see the little stats and all the other good stuff. Anyways, there goes his categories, as well as his link set: Kamehameha, Tournament of Power, Turtle School, Saiyan Warrior Race, so on and so forth. So, moving over to what this card is looking like. Of course, the blue Goku. This is Legends art, if I remember correctly. Anyways, his super attack effect: he greatly stacks attack and he also stacks defense. So he, of course, has a good super attack effect. He also has an interest animation once only, and he switches all key spheres on the battlefield to AGL once only, and can be activated when there is a Universal Solid Saga enemy or ally attacking the same turn, so that should be easy to get off. He also gets 159% attack and defense at the start of the turn. He also gets 2 key per key sphere obtained, and launches a guaranteed super attack if there's a Universal Solid Saga category enemy. He also launches 4 additional attacks that all have a... a chance to become a super attack. It doesn't say a specific chance. Excuse me. He also has a 50% chance to counter the enemy's unarmed super attack with great power. So he essentially has nullification. Okay. He also has 59% attack defense performing a super attack. So he's greatly stacking attack and stacking defense. He orb changes. He gets keep or keys obtained. He can do up to 5 goddamn super attacks. I mean, he was launching 4. This guy's pretty. He's pretty offensive based, as you can see. Very offensive based. I like that too. So Kaioken, I like how you put the little letters separate from each other. That's nice. Can be activated from the 6th turn of battle, or if HP 70% or less, and fighting a Universal Swallow Saga category enemy. Okay, so Blue Kaioken Goku. So this is, I'm pretty sure this is from like the little title screen when you had the little Universal Swallow Saga celebration. I don't remember which one it was, but this is from like the Dokkan title screen. Anyways, so he's greatly stacking attack and defense now. He's not just greatly stacking attack and then he's just regularly stacking defense. He's now both greatly stacking attack and defense. So I don't know why, but this red is like fucking with my eyes. This is no fault on the person who made this, but this shit is destroying my eyeballs. So I'm gonna try to read this as fast as possible because eyes are getting a little irritated looking at this. So, but yeah, like I said, this is no fault to the person that did this. This is just, damn. That's anyways, 170% attack and defense to start turn. He also switches all key spheres to AGL once only, of course. 2 key per key sphere obtained. He also gets 79% attack and defense when performing the super attack, 41% attack with every key sphere obtained, so he's essentially a damn nuker. He also launches 2 super attacks, each of which that have a 70% chance to become a super attack, so I guess he meant launches 2 attacks that have a 70% chance to become a super attack when facing a Universal Swallow Saga category enemy. He also gets 500% attack when performing active skill. And his active skill, the Universe 7 Spirit Bomb, massive raises attack temporarily and does massive damage. So this guy's gonna hit like a damn nuclear missile. He's literally a Zarabamba if you put into a Dokkan card. Guaranteed crits, and he also gets an additional super attack for the rest of the turn. He's greatly stacking. So on top of his greatly stacking, he has additional super attack chance. There's nothing wrong with this card here, pretty much, because he's already greatly stacking attack while stacking defense in his pre-transformation. In his post-transformation, this is an offense-based card. He's still going to have some good defense, essentially raw defense, but he's offense-based. He gets 500% attack when he does his active skill. And then, like, it's a guaranteed crit. It's a fucking Spirit Bomb that's going to kill anything in its path, pretty much. So it can't be activated when enemy is under 25% HP and there is a Universal Swallow Saga category ally or enemy on the team, or if team is under 45% HP and there are 2 or more reps Universe 7 category allies attacking the same turn. You do know nothing is living this guy's Spirit Bomb. Let's see his stats. What's his attack? Nothing is living his Spirit Bomb. 17,000 attack. Nothing is living this. This Dokkan Fest. Let's move on over to the next card. You guys ready for another insanely broken card? Woohoo! Blue is actively trying to take the cake as having the most broken cards I've ever seen. He's trying to. He's essentially trying to take the cake. And we also have a damn Vegeta to look at. Like I read the last card, it's going to be super nonchalant. I'm not going to be surprised. This card is insanely goddamn broken. He also left the categories there too, as well as the stats. I mean, what more can we ask for? And then there goes the stats, guys. What do you expect? He has 35,000 attack. This is a joke card. Any card that looks as insanely broken as this is a joke card. You guys know how Saitama's a damn joke character. This is a joke card. Of course, custom cards like this. Oh, chinga. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. So it's a Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and he is Super AGL. Is he ALR? Let's see. Let's just go and just read through it. I want to continue on. I want to try to get this done as soon as possible. So leader skill is Bond of Friendship. Super Saiyan 2, Vegeta's family. 5 key, he's a Vegeta's family leader skill? Interesting. 5 key, 200% the stats, and his 50% the stats is to Pure Saiyans, Goku's family, and an additional 70% the stats to Majin Buu Saga. His passive, the 1-minute death match. Interest animation, of course, activates again once he does a revival. 4 key, that's it. And he also guards, launches 3 additional supers at the start of the attacking turn. 100% attack and defense, so each attack is up to 1,000%, 50% damage reduction when while giving those who belong to Vegeta's family category 50% damage reduction and a guaranteed additional super attack, and boost the super attack effect by 200%, activates 3 times. When paired with Vegeta, launches 5 additionals that have a 70% chance to become a super attack. When paired with Vegeta again, he changes the entire key field to AGL once only. Will activate 3 times post-revival activation. With 23 AGL key spheres, launches 5 additional super attacks with 200% to allies attack and defense. Vegeta's family, 8 key, 40% damage reduction, 100% defense for 3 turns. What do you want me to say about this, guys? What do you literally... I cannot react to this. This is just broken joke card. And not joke as obviously bad, but literally joke as in you take big ass numbers and you slap it on a damn piece of paper or a damn document for this matter. Look at this. Look at his stats. Look at his stats at 55%. I can't be surprised. I literally can't be surprised. We're going to be seeing more cards like this in the future. So survives KO attacks once only. Oh man, survives KO attacks. It's almost as if he has the 50% damage reduction with guard. Oh no, and he can do like up to like 20 super attacks. Anyways, 40% damage reduction and 100% defense for 3 turns. Activates twice. His super attack effect, the limit breaking Kamehameha, does immense with a 70% chance of colossal and crits while boosting crit damage by 70%. He also massively stacks attack and defense while stacking upon itself 3 times over. So massively means 100%, which means he's raising up to 400%. Now, of course, I knew that massively meant 100%, but he put 3 times over, so now it's 400%, which I didn't realize, but I thought that meant like stacks up to 3 times. Don't mind me. Thank you for explaining it. Vegeta's family category allies, 200% defense for 2 turns. Standby skill, stay alive. Vegeta can be active if there's a Vegeta's family category ally attack in the same turn, or if there's a Buu Saga enemy, or once a ally revives, he just he charges up the final attack. My brain is autopiloting this busted ass card. All allies 24 key for as long as this card is alive. 1000% to all allies defense. How do you revive with a card like this? How do you revive with a card like this? Someone tell me. How? There better be some sort of like self-kill mechanic for this card, where you can just like pop it and then this card fucking dies and then it comes back. How do you revive with this card? Please. Does his defense go to 0? Alright, let's see. Anyways, all allies 1000% to defense and 90% damage reduction to all allies. Grants Vegeta's family allies a 70% chance to dodge and guard. I mean, like, come on now, guys. Insane support. You guys get where this is going. With each hit received, 1000% to allies attack and defense. Raises infinitely but resets after 2 turns. 70% damage reduction when paired with Vegeta. Attack and defense by 100% with each turn passed. Once a revival skill is activated, launches finishing skill, full power, transcendence, Kamehameha. I mean, come on now. People. While temporarily raising attack to 99,999,000%. The greater, it's like there's no boss living this. You have to make a boss that's built for like Dokkan in 3085, like literally. And restores HP by 30% by adding 500% defense to all allies with 70% damage reduction, and increases their HP restoration with 200%. What the fuck am I reading? I don't even know what. Blue. What is this card? What are you expecting me to say? And people are like, oh, Dev, do unit reviews. People inside one of my lives were talking about, do unit reviews. You ever gonna do a unit review on little custom cards? Bro. If you see a card that has 99,999% attack, what makes you think we're doing a unit review on this? I'm gonna continue to bring that up too, mostly because that thought is in the back of my mind when I look at a card like this. And he also increases their health restoration by 200% boost while also charging the entire field to the next ally's typing only once and cancels once above 70% HP. My thing is, what's the point of restricting things when this card's already broken as hell? What's the point of restricting it? This card's insanely fucking broken. The restrictions literally make no sense in this card if you really think about it. I guess the revival comes from this guy doing his little attack and he goes back into this form. Just makes sense. Anyways, is that it? Yeah, that's it with the card. Okay, so let's see Vegeta. So Vegeta must be similar to the Goku. So his leader skill is Buu Saga, Pure Saiyans, 3 Ki, and 200% of stats. And his 70% of stats is to Goku's family, and an additional 80% of stats to Super Saiyan 3. So it's passive. Buying some time for the final shot. Will always super attack no matter what. Okay. Creates physical and AGL key spheres randomly. 50% attack and defense per key sphere obtained, with 3 key spheres obtained. Foresees super attacks, along with directing all super attacks from ally named Goku to self. Okay, so all attacks go to Vegeta instead of Goku. He has 50% damage reduction, 200% attack and defense, with each attack received up to 1200%. Once the final hit needed is taken, he gains 50% more damage reduction, twice only, excuse me. When paired with an ally Goku, 300% attack and defense, and he also gets 250% defense per turn. He also raises, he also gets 2 additional supers when faced with extreme class enemy. He gives Goku's family 50% damage reduction with a 1000% ability boost to link effect and super attack effect. 7 Ki, 100% defense, 500% attack. Nullifies any statuses affect Goku family other than the good effects. When paired with a Buu Saga ally, 15% attack and defense to allies and self, the greater the HP, the greater the boost. Along with their super attack, giving a little extra defense for all allies, as if we didn't have enough defense. Just give them a little bit more, just a little sprinkle. Anyways, at the end of the turn, HP is restored by 50%. Excuse me, I'm fumbling words. HP is restored by 50%. And when HP is below 50%, 3 times only, cancels once active skill is activated. So you can recover 50% HP 3 times. Okay. So his super attack effect. The Big Bang attack causes immense damage with a 70% chance of colossal. He massively stacks attack and defense, and all allies with it stacks upon itself 2 times, so you can stack up to 200% attack and defense for the allies. Okay. Active skill. Let's see, can be activated when entering attacking turn, though later on in the fight the support buffs increase, so it's not advised to activate it right away. Oh boy. I'm not yawning because of the card, I swear. I woke up a little early. So turn 1, all allies 3 Ki and 30% attack for 1 turn, as well as 20% defense 1 turn, and removes defense and damage reduction for self and activates revival skill. So basically he can just get hit to die. So this makes sense for this card. So the revival is going to come from the Vegeta instead of the Goku, so that does make sense. Turn 2, 5 Ki and 50% attack and defense, and all allies effective against all types, as well as removes defense and damage reduction from self and activates revival skill. So the support type buff just becomes way more stronger as the time goes on for this card. All allies will be at max Ki. Does not apply to post revival. 100% attack and defense, effective against all types. He gives allies 40% damage reduction. Reduces ally damage to 40%. Yeah, so 40% damage reduction. Lowers own defense to 0 and removes own damage reduction, but activates revival. And once revived Goku family, once revived Goku family, allies deal 300% extra damage against all types. And if their active skill is Ki Blast active, then it becomes AoE. 300% defense for 4 turns. Small explanation. You're obviously supposed to use Vegeta with Goku. Yeah, I got that. I got that from this Goku. You're obviously supposed to use Vegeta with Goku and make sure to pop his revival first, then make Goku be in standby. You don't even need to do that. Look at this fucking card. You don't even need to do that. You literally don't. Guys, What card is living this card in Vanilla Dokkan? Okay, that's point proven. As this will Mega Juice Goku's final attack. Guys, what do you mean Mega Juice? Mega Juice what? Look at this. Hold on, where is it? Read this line. What is there to Mega Juice? Blue! This card is already fucking insanely broken. Let's move over to the next card, bruh. So this card is coming from SK84. Shout out to you. I saw the little message you put inside the thing. I appreciate you and shout out to you. So this is a LR Kefla, and she is super AGL. So this is the card art. And then this is the little interest animation. Like Kale and Khalifa make Kefla. And this is the Ki Blast Nullification, just smacking it away and calling it lame. As well as this being the active skill animation. Of course, this is definitely pretty cool. And this is the super attack KO screen. LR Kefla would be sick. I'll put it out there right now. So these are the stats for all my APT junkies. At 100%, of course. That is a lot of attack. I think I'm going to love this card. So leader skill is Universe 6, Rapid Growth, Universe Survival Saga, Pure Saiyans, Final Trump card, 4 key and 200% stats. This card's going to be broken. And the 50% of the stats is to accelerate a battle, powerful comeback, or Battle of Fate. That last card was just busted. And this card is going to be just as busted. We're ready for it. We're definitely ready for it. So, super attack effects, the 12 key, the Meteor Blitz greatly stacks defense, and the 18 key greatly stacks attack and also greatly stacks defense, and the passive, Champa's Last Dance, 3 key and 250% attack and defense baseline, and 50% attack and defense when HP is 10% or more, plus the 50% attack and defense when there is Universe Survival Saga, Universe 6, or Pure Saiyans categorized attack at the same time. I gotta get some more water, by the way. Plus an additional 100% attack and defense, and launch the additional super when going up against a Goku enemy. Makes sense. 20% attack and defense up to 200% attack and defense, and nullifies Ki Blast super attacks directed at this character. Also makes sense because she just smacks the shit out of the Ki Blast that is flying her way. A 50% chance to nullify Ki Blast super attacks directed at allies. So she has Ki Blast nullification for the entire turn and guarantee Ki Blast nullification for herself. Very nice. For sure. See what we're working with here. So the active skill. So she gets 200% attack for one turn, and she greatly stacks attack and defense for all allies for 2 turns. Super interesting. Was that something similar to what the last card was doing? It was. It was similar, I believe. I forgot a couple things about the card from before this one, because that last card just literally did everything. The last card did everything. Like, broken as hell. I didn't understand why there was some restrictions on that last card, because essentially that card was a broken ass conglomerate of just bustedness. Anyways, changes all key spheres to AGL key spheres, as well as 60% attack with each AGL key sphere obtained, effectively against all types for 1 turn, evades contact super attacks for 1 turn, and disables enemies guard. Okay, can be activated when there is a Pure Saiyans or Universal Outside category enemy starting from the 3rd turn for start of battle, or from the 6th turn for start of battle. So she has a 250% leader skill. She is stacking for allies, as well as dodging contact supers. Interesting. And she nukes with her own key spheres obtained. Yeah, she changes in all key spheres to AGL key spheres, and she just nukes with 6% attack per key sphere obtained, and she's effective against all types. So no bosses live in this card, essentially. This card is at 26,000 attack, and getting 6% attack per key sphere obtained. She's greatly stacking attack. I mean, come on now. Let's move on over to the next card. Thank you, SK84. Okay, so we got an STR Namek Goku EZA coming in from Sam again. Shout out to Sam. So his post EZA stats are as shown right over here for all my APT junkies. I think that just sounds like the perfect name for some reason. So leader skill, AGL, tech, and STR type 3 key in 70% of the stats. And his passive, he starts out with 3 key and 200% attack and defense baseline. He gets guard for the first 7 turns from the start of the turn. He is a orb change to STR as the first attacker in a turn at the start of every turn. He gets 20% attack with each attack received up to 120% attack. He also gets 30% defense every time this card appears up to 120% defense, and he survives KO attacks when HP is 20% or above. Okay, so that's good. And he also stacks defense and gains 50% attack for 1 turn. So he's stacking defense while guarding for the first 7 turns and building up attack and defense passively from both receiving attacks as well as coming back in rotation. He also can survive KO attacks when the HP is above that threshold. So if this guy, for whatever reason, takes a super inside the last slot and you have to push him off for whatever reason, he'll survive it. Very nice. Very nice. And the thing is that this doesn't say once only. This is, he can do it a lot. Pretty much. You get your HP back above this threshold, he comes back on rotation, he takes a super, he still lives, provided just 1 attack. This guy would be sitting pretty goddamn well. So, shout out to Sam. Let's move on over to the next card. So, we got another card coming in from Raphael, and the leader skill is 3 key and 170% across the board to movie heroes and power wishes as well as pure Saiyans, and the 30% stats is to miraculous awakening, legendary existence, or super Saiyans. It is of course, a Dokkan STR Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku from, of course, the Android 13 movie. These are his stats, of course, as well as his link set, all in the family, fierce battle, shock and speed, so on and so forth. I'm surprised he doesn't have prepare for battle. Yeah, that's surprising. So let's scroll on down over to his super attack effect. He gains 59% attack and defense, just raises 59% attack and defense. So I just assume that's what he gains on super attack. And of course, he lowers attack. So his unit super attack, he gains 100% attack for 1 turn and greatly stacks defense, as well as lowering the enemy's attack, greatly lowering the attack, and greatly lowering their defense. Yeah, okay. So his passive, he starts out with 3 key and 159% attack and defense to start a turn, and he gets 30% attack and defense each attack received. No, that's 30% attack and defense with every attack. Is that received or just every time he does an attack? I'm assuming it's every time he does an attack. So he also gets 120% attack and defense while performing a super, 2 keeper keys are obtained. Don't you think 2 keeper keys are obtained is kind of worthless on a TUR? I just thought about that. Isn't that worthless? Getting keeper keys are obtained? I never thought about that till now. So also 25% attack and defense each attack received. Okay, so yeah, that's with every attack at the start of the passive. 150% attack and defense when his or an ally revival or standby is used. He also gets 3 additional attacks that he performs that have a 70% chance to become a super attack, and they all have a 50% chance to crit, as well as 50% attack and defense when facing a Android 13 enemy. And 100, no, that's not 100%. That is 100%. I completely looked over that. 100% attack and defense, even though I said the right amount. 100% attack and defense when facing a fusion Android 13 enemy. So he definitely wants to face Android 13 for more attack and defense. But he'll still do fine without it. Solid super attack effects, of course, including his unit super attack effects, as well as a solid passive. Only thing is that I feel as if though the keeper key obtained is kind of worthless on a TUR, you can sub that out for like damage reduction, to be honest. Let's see, what else do we have? This standby condition can be activated when he takes the 5th attack. No, when he does the 5th attack. Yeah, so attacks I thought when he takes the 5th attack. So it can be activated when the 5th attack has been done and when HP is 50% or less, or when facing one enemy whose HP is 70% or more from the 3rd turn of start of battle. So that's honestly not too hard to get off for considering this card's kit. So he goes into standby. His super attack effect, he greatly stacks attack and does supreme, as well as his passive, 150% attack and defense to start a turn, and he also gets 50% attack with every attack received up to 300%. He also gets 90% attack when performing a super attack, so this is pretty much a very offense-oriented card. 50% defense when under 50% HP. He also gets 30% attack and defense when there's a fusion Android 13 category enemy, and he gets 659% attack when performing the finish attack, and recovers with 95% HP recover when the character or an ally in the same turn is KO'd once only. Interesting. And of course, his finish attack, master his attack temporarily, effectively against all types, and does ultimate damage. And Goku says it's ready and absorbs the Spirit Bomb fully into his Super Saiyan form and coming close to enemy. And this is pretty much what it does. Yeah, so So mastery attack temporarily as well as effective against all types. This is gonna do a lot of damage considering that he is stacking up. He's stacking up inside his standby. And he's building up this attack right over here. We should attack perform up to 300%. So it's gonna hit like an absolute just bomb. So shout out to Raphael. Thank you for sending your cards. Going over to the next card. I'm trying to keep it pushing because I've been recording for 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's probably going to be a little cut down and shorter. I might make it to 2 hours for some reason. If not, it's probably just going to be like an hour of cards again. So Ben sent me, oh my God, you guys are just amazing. Like, you sent me the dedication. I love you guys. I really do. Look at this. Look at all of this. I have another email I have not gotten to look at yet. We're going to save that for later on custom card reviews. Later on down the line when I don't have many others to look at and I get completely caught up. When I get completely caught up, I'm going to pull these out of the vault because these are a lot of cards to read and I will be here for about 3 hours. I can low-key make a 10-hour video on custom cards. No bullshit. I really could, because you guys send so many cards, and I love you guys for doing it. Look at this, bro, look at this. I just had finished scrolling, bro. Yo, shout out to Ben. But Ben, for the sake of this video, because I want to go ahead and get June out the way as soon as possible, I want to only read 2 out of like the how many cards you sent me. I'm only gonna read the Goku Black as well as the Zamasu banner unit, okay? Thank you for sending your cards. We will get to the rest of your cards on a later date. If you catch me in the stream, please remind me. I will try my best to remember where I left off. If I don't, I'll just reread the entire card and it won't even matter. But what I most likely will do is, this is only for the video's sake, on like later like streams, I'm gonna end up rereading the entire thing if I don't remember where I left off. But if I remember where I left off, I'm just gonna read where I left off. So with that being said, let's read the Goku Black. So Goku Black, he is physical, of course, and his leader skills Patara, and time travels 3 key 170% across the board, makes sense, and his 30% of stats is to inhuman deeds or worldwide chaos. So we're starting off on a leader skill that makes sense for Goku Black, of course, and he left the 200% leader skill here too. So we can just go ahead and click on that and just take a quick peek. So this is on this 200% leader skill. Of course, we have the Tekmura Zamasu and LR Zamasu and Goku Black, of course, so on and so forth. We have the Rose, Super Saiyan 3 Rose, of course, so on and so forth. There's not really too many crazy units on this leader skill. Not really too many crazy units, but obviously it's going to be carried by the custom cards itself. So his super attack effect, he stacks defense and recovers 7% HP and greatly lowers attack and defense, so he has a good super attack effect. Has an interesting animation, and he gets 3 key 100% attack and defense when facing a pure Saiyans, hybrid Saiyans, or Earthlings category enemy at the start of the character's attacking turn. No, category enemy. Yeah, when he faces a pure Saiyans, hybrid Saiyans, Earthling category enemy at the start of the character's attacking turn. or when there's a Realm of Gods category ally on the team. I am fumbling, boy. Anyways, 150% attack and defense baseline, 30% damage reduction, and he also gets an additional 20% damage reduction when HP is 59% or less. You know, when I do like these videos and I read for a long time, my reading becomes not as great when I'm trying to consistently keep up with a video. So if it sounds like I fumble on a couple of words, excuse me, I'm not editing this shit out. That is definitely not happening. So you're gonna see my mistakes in this video. So he guards when HP is 60% or more, and he also gets an additional attack that has a 50% chance to become a super attack of 4 or more key zeros obtained. He also transforms on the 4th turn from start of battle, so he has a good active skill transformation condition. So he has a 30% damage reduction with guard, yes, while stacking defense and recovering HP on super. That's obviously very, very good. That coupled with the fact that when he gets below that 60% HP threshold, he'll have 50% damage reduction while still stacking his defense and recovering his HP. I like that he recovers HP on super, so that if you are at that 50% damage reduction, you can just do a couple of supers, and then this guy is back above that HP threshold to have his guard and damage reduction. That's very good. Love the design of this card. So let's see his transformation. So his transformation, the Rose. So his new super attack effect, he gains 50% attack and defense in 1 turn, and he recovers 7% HP and still greatly lowers attack and defense. So he loses stack and defense, but he does now greatly stack attack and defense in one turn. Well, not greatly stack attack, 50% attack and defense in one turn. He also gets 3 key and 200% attack and defense baseline, as well as 50% damage reduction baseline. It's very, very good. It's a very good start of turn attack and defensive buff with his key on top of his 50% damage reduction. He also gets 10% attack and defense each attack receive, up to 50% attack and defense. Guards all attacks first about after he takes 3 or more attacks, so he can have guard with 50% damage reduction, so nothing is killing him. He also performs a additional super attack with 3 or more keys obtained, so that should be very easy for him. And he performs a guaranteed super attack with 5 or more keys obtained. Wow. So he can very easily build up his attack and defense, and after he takes that 3rd hit, he has guard with 50% damage reduction. And on top of that, you get him 5 keys first. He can do 3 super attacks. He does his first super attack, his second super attack, as well as his 3rd super attack from his passive, and then he'll do his 4th super attack from his potential system. Okay, looking really, really good. He has a standby skill too for 4 turns and can be activated when HP's 99% or less. So if you just take like a little slither of damage, it's just easy to activate. So it's pretty much easy as hell. So let's see what we got here. So his new super attack effect is, of course, the Sickle of Sorrow. Master Raise attack temporarily, as well as recovers 10% HP. He gets 250% attack and defense, 60% damage reduction, and he gets 590% attack when performing finish attack. Okay, so he's gonna be hitting quite hard. Possibly. Anyways, so the finish attack, the work of the gods, temporarily 20% attack per charge counter accumulated, delays enemy attack, and causes super ultimate damage to enemies. So he's definitely going to be hitting very, very hard on this finish attack. Does it have a stats? It doesn't have a stats. Okay, no big deal. So let's see the STR side banner units. Zamasu, Earthly Destruction, by the way. His leader skill is 3 key and 130% stats to power wishes, and his super attack effect, he does supreme and raises defense by 30% for 3 turns, and he seals on super, so he does have a good super attack effect. He starts out with 150% attack and defense baseline, and gets 10% attack and defense, so each attack receives up to 50% attack and defense. He also gives all allies 1 key and 10% attack and defense, gets additional 1 key and 20% attack and defense for all allies. No, that's all extreme class allies. Yeah, so he'll be given that Goku Black. Oh, wait, there's more. Plus initial 1 key and 20% attack and defense for allies who belong to the Time Travis category allies. No, Time Travis category. Oh my god, I'm fumbling. 30% damage reduction. I have to hurry up and finish off this this June segment. 30% damage reduction and recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn with attack received. So he recovers up to 10% HP, 30% damage reduction, and he's gonna be given that Goku Black. What's that? That's 3 key, as well as 50% attack and defense. 3 key and 50% attack and defense to the Goku Black. Obviously amazing. While having damage reduction, multi-turn defensive stacking, as well as HP recovery, he's good. We're going to leave off on the Goku, and I'm going to keep this email starred for a later date. But with that being said, let's move over to the next card of the video. Damn, this has been a long video, bro. So I believe these cards are coming in from Dr. Beppis. If I said that wrong, I'm completely sorry. But let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. So these are Final Fantasy cards. I think I did Final Fantasy cards last stream. Last video, Dev. Last video. So let's just jump straight into it. So leader skill. Planetary Saviors, 3 key and 130% stats. So I'm starting out with the banner unit. It's okay, it's whatever. So super attack effect, 30% attack defense 1 turn, and does immense. Unit super, 30% attack defense 1 turn, as well as a 70% chance to stun. And sealing the enemy or nullifying enemy's action once within the turn, so that's a good unit super attack effect because nullifying enemy action is obviously powerful. Can be launched when you have an ally whose name is Cloud, Barrett, or Tifa attacking in the same turn. So yeah, of course, it is Final Fantasy. Passive, 160% attack and defense baseline, and 40% attack and defense when attacking, so that's good. 100% attack and 110% defense when performing 3 attacks, and launches additional super attack and performs a guaranteed crit when there are 2 or more planetary saviors allies on the team. So of course it's going to be the Cloud and of course the other card that I'm going to be reading in a moment. A 50% chance of reducing damage received by 35% or guarding. So you have a 50% chance to get 35% damage reduction or guard. And of course, there's a 70% chance of stunning, sealing, or disabling enemy action once within the turn from the start of battle. And all allies 25% attack and defense, or chance of performing crit by 15%. Interesting. Note the 50% chance to get 35% damage reduction on guard is meant to be like a 50% chance of only activating guard or a 50% chance of only activating damage reduction. So yeah, I picked up on that. And the active skill, Lunatic High. 45% attack defense the rest of the battle and a 50% chance of performing a super for 4 turns after the active skill is activated. Dodges all attacks for 1 turn, so that's obviously very, very good. Let's move on over to the next card. Let's go and grab up. We'll save Cloud for last. Let's see what this card is looking like. Okay, so it's only covering the categories in my head, but it's completely fine. So it is a Sid Highwind. Sid Highwind, world's best pilot engineer. So of course there's his stats, and his leader skill is Planetary Saviors 3 key 130% stats, just like the other card. And his super attack effect, he stacks attack and gains 30% defense for 1 turn. In his unit super attack, he still stacks attack and gains 50% defense for 1 turn, and it's an AoE. And it could be activated when you have a Cloud, Vincent, or a Red, what's that, Red 13? I think that's in the Roman numerals for 13, attacking in the same turn. The passive, 170% attack and defense baseline and 60% attack and defense performing a super attack, and launches 2 additional attacks, each of which to have a 70% chance to become a super attack, which is very nice because he's already stacking attack anyways. He also gets additional 77% attack and defense for the rest of the battle after 3 turns have passed from the start of battle, so that's very good, so he can get stronger as the battle goes on. He gets 25% attack defense per attack performed, up to 150% attack and defense, and he also guards all attacks, and there's 3 or more planetary saviors categorized on the team, or if the condition is not fulfilled, 35% damage reduction. So you can get 35% damage reduction without that condition and guard when it's fulfilled. That's nice. I like that a lot. He also gets he gives all allies 2 key and 30% attack defense and 15% damage reduction self-exclusive. So he's a good support type unit. He's going to be a great offensive unit because he can do up to how many supers? He can do up to 4 supers while stacking his attack and getting defense per super attack for 1 turn. He's good. Certainly. Active skill, the high wind can be activated from the 5th turn of the start of battle when either player's HP or enemy is 70% or lower on his HP, of course. Master raise attack temporarily and cause ultimate damage to all enemies, and attacks become guaranteed crits within the same turn. So after you pop this active skill, assuming the enemy's not dead because you're stacking attack anyways and doing up to 4 supers, all that stacked up attack, as you guys know, on top of the active skill attack, does a lot of damage, and of course you get guaranteed crits provided the enemy doesn't die from Sid's that's his name, Sid's active skill. So let's see LR Cloud. So Cloud, I'm not covering anything. I am covering something. Let me just move myself down so you guys can see it, just like that. It just says counters enemy normals. You guys can see it right there. All right, anyways, and I'm just covering categories, but it's not particularly that important to show categories, right? All right, so LR Int Cloud Strife. So Cloud, look at his stats. Wow. Look at his, what the hell? His defense almost at 19k. His attack is at 21k. Wow, okay. Leader skill. Planetary Saviors, Gifted Warriors, 3 key, and 170% across the board. I love that he put Cloud with Gifted Warriors. I love that. I love that a lot. So his 30% stats is to Earthbred Warriors. And his super attack effect, of course, is 12 key. He gains 30% attack defense on 1 turn. And his unit super attack, the Blade Beam, a 50% attack for 1 turn. No, it's 50% attack defense for 1 turn. Okay, so that's from the unit super attack. Can be activated when you have a Barrett Red 13 and a Vincent attack in the same turn. So 12 key, you really want to have the unit super attack go off so you can get that 50% attack defense 1 turn. And then his 18 key, he has a separate unit super attack for his 12 and 18 key super attacks, which is nice. So on his 18 key, he greatly stacks attack and gains 50% defense 1 turn, and for his unit super attack 18 key, he still greatly stacks attack and he gets 50% defense 1 turn while having a 30% chance to stun, and you can activate it with Tifa or Arith or Sid on the team. I know I said that wrong, so excuse me for butchering it. So he has great 12 and 18 key super attacks with both the unit super attacks with them and both the base super attacks with them. I like him. So activates interest animation, of course, and he also guards for the first 6 turns from start of appearance when there are 2 or more planetary saviors categorized on a turn. So you really want to run the other Final Fantasy characters with this guy. 170% attack and defense is baseline, and 50% attack and defense performing a super attack. He also launches an additional super When all allies on the team are super class, which should be very easy to get off considering planetary saviors are going to be super class characters, 20% attack and defense, each attack receive up to 120%. He also launches an additional attack that has a 50% chance to become a super attack after receiving 5 more attacks. He foresees enemy super attacks and gets additional 77% attack and defense after 7 more attacks have been received in battle. So he essentially gets stronger as the fight goes on. He wants to take those hits to get that additional super attack chance, as well as the foreseeing enemy super attacks. This guy's obviously quite strong. That guard is going to help him take those hits, by the way. He also gets 45% damage reduction after 6 turns have elapsed from battle. So when the guard wears off, he gets 45% damage reduction. Very nice. He also gives planetary saviors category allies a chance to be effective against all types by 20%. A chance to be effective against all types. I've never seen that before. Definitely very interesting. Definitely. Also, the standby skill, the Punisher mode, it can be activated from the 6th turn from start of battle. So basically, when his guard wears off, he also gets the 1 keyboard attack thing. You guys already know how the standbys go. He's unable to attack except to counter, except when performing a finished attack. 280% defense. He also gets 20% defense per keys are obtained. Very nice. And he has baseline 50% damage reduction in a standby. He also counters enemy normals with supreme power and gains additional 677% attack when performing a finished skill. The finished attack one is the Omni Slash. One, of course, is 39 key counters or less. He causes ultimate damage to the enemy, has a 50% chance to crit. And then the finished attack 2, with the 40 key counter accumulated, the Knights of the Round Ultimate End, causes ultimate damage to the enemy with a 70% chance to crit. Okay. The card is very powerful. For sure. I like the fact that he has that guard and he's building up that attacks as each attack received. He gets rewarded for getting hit through his guard. I like that a lot. As well as him having a unit super attack from his 12 key to his 18 key. Very creative cards. Move over to the next card. So we have another card that is a Beerus card. I completely forgot to get water, by the way. So we have a Beerus card as well as a... What is that card? Kusu? Oh, it's from Universe 10. Okay. So I have a Kusu. I probably said that wrong. We have a Kusu card that's an angel from Universe 10. So Kusu is Realm of Gods, 3 key, 130% stats, as well as super attack effect, 50% defense, 1 turn, and seals. So solid super attack effect, of course. So her passive, 110%. I'm trying to read this, but I forgot. This is kind of like the Thieving 6 Dokkan wiki on how he created the passive, so it kind of confused me for a second. So 110% attack and defense, it's baseline, and he also gets, well, I'm pretty sure is it he or she? Who was Kusu? Okay, let's continue reading. Let's just assume it's a she. Oh, wait, does that have Battlefield Diva? No? Okay, whatever. So she gets 110% attack and defense baseline, as well as 110% attack and defense when attacking, plus an additional 110% defense when attacking in the 2nd and 3rd slot. So that's nice. All allies 3 key, Realm of God, Siblings Bond, and Bond of Master Disciple with 30% attack and defense. And all allies get 20% attack and defense for 3 turns when collecting key spheres as the 3rd attacker in a turn, and a 50% chance to dodge with 40% damage reduction when there is Realm of God's category allies on the team. So this card is just a very insane support type unit, because if you fulfill every requirement as a card that is taking all these buffs from her, you're getting essentially 3 key and yo, that said or. It says Realm of Gods. Okay, so that's 3 key, 30% attack and defense. That's 50% attack and defense at 3 turns for 3rd attack and turns. So yeah, 3 key and 50% attack and defense, as well as her having a 50% chance to dodge, guard, and gain additional defense as the 3rd attacker or 2nd attacker in a turn. Insane support type unit. Let's see what Beerus is looking like. So Beerus, let me go and just enter that down. The Hakai, let me just go ahead and chop that down real quick. Let's just go chop this down. Okay, that looks better. Okay, so Beerus, super int. His leader skill is Realm of Gods, Future Saga, really rivals 3 key, 170% across the board. Excuse me. And his 30% stats is to Siblings Bond or Bond of Master and Disciple. And his super attack effect, he greatly stacks attack, does immense, and has a 30% chance to stun. And his passive, 3 key and 150% attack and defense. Him greatly stacking attack, by the way, is probably going to be insane, considering that his passive looks disgusting as is right now. So 3 key and 150% attack and defense baseline. He also gets additional 50% attack and defense when attacking. Very nice. He also guards for free. Nice. 16% damage reduction baseline. Nice. Additional 10% damage reduction each attack received up to 50%. Okay, so he just be at 66% damage reduction with guard when he's fully built up, as well as a 30% chance to crit with 50% defense after receiving 3 more attacks. He also gets 25% attack and defense, and additional 4% damage reduction with 5 more attacks received, and 50% defense and effective thing assault types with 7 more attacks received. So, particularly, this guy can have up to, what is that? That's 70% damage reduction with guard. Effective against all types. Okay. Alright, while greatly stacking attack. Okay. And his active skill, the Hakai, can be activated when facing one enemy whose HP is 50% or below, or starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle when there are 3 or more Realm of Gods categorized attacking the same turn. He's greatly stacking attack. This Hakai is killing anything. It's a guaranteed crit, by the way. Guaranteed crit. Yeah. That's pretty much bye-bye. Yeah. What do I say about this Beerus? Beerus insane. This is an insanely disgusting card. Yeah. So let's move on over to the next card of the video. So we're almost done with June's cards. I'm so glad I'm getting this done. Man, I'm so happy. Okay, so this card is coming in from Sir Blade, I believe. Sir Blade, thank you for sending your card. Let me just move myself over here so you guys see the cards better. All right, so it's a Goku Jr. that goes into a Super Saiyan Goku Jr. And then, of course, we have Vegeta Jr. that goes into a Super Saiyan Vegeta Jr. As well as the second card that he sent was a Goten that teams up with Trunks. Cool little card art. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the longer version of the cards, that being the transformation cards of the Goku Jr. and the Vegeta Jr. So, leader skill. He's Super STR, by the way, and he's a TUR. Leader skill is Youth, Hybrid Saiyans, 3 key, 170% across the board, and his 30% of stats is to Goku's family and Super Saiyans. Makes sense. Super attack effect. He stacks attack and gains 30% defense 1 turn, so him stacking attack, he's going to be hitting hard. We can just assume that. 2 key and 159% attack and defense baseline, 59% attack defense forming super attack. Love to see it. 20% attack and defense per Hybrid Saiyans category on the team, so he wants Hybrid Saiyans on the team so he can be much more stronger. A 50% chance to guard if there's a Goku's family category ally attacking the same turn, and he guards if there's another Goku's family category in the turn. Hold on, so a 50% chance to guard if this unit is the only Goku's family category ally on the turn, and he guards if there's another Goku's family category ally on the turn. So he wants a Goku's family category ally on the turn. He wants one, so he can guard. Okay, so he wants a Goku's family Hybrid Saiyan. Yeah. He wants the Goku's family Hybrid Saiyan to sit right next to it, as well as a full Hybrid Saiyans team. But he really wants that Goku's family Hybrid Saiyan with him. And he also gives Youth 2 key and 25% attack and defense, love the support, as well as him performing an additional super attack when there's a Vegeta's family category ally attacking the same turn, or when facing the Vegeta's family category enemy. So, I can never say I like the design. Although there is some restrictions, like the Vegeta's family enemy restriction / ally, the Goku's family restriction here, Goku's family restriction here, as well as the Hybrid Saiyan restriction here. I do like this card. And it does seem about right for a Dokkan-esque card. So let's see what he looks like post-transformation. 4th term, HP is 59% or more. Very easy, good. Well, he has prepare for battle, all in the family, blah, blah, blah. Good links, I would say. Prepare for battle, Saiyan Lineage, GT, all in the family. I'd say those links are solid. Going over to the Super Saiyan version. So he now gains 100% attack and 30% defense in 1 turn, 2 key and 108% attack and defense baseline. He also gets 79% attack defense forming a super attack, 25% attack and defense per Hybrid Saiyans category on the team. So of course he keeps that from the pre-transformation. He keeps the little guard chance if he's the only Goku's family category ally attack on the same turn. The guard chance if he has another Goku's family category ally on the team. Wait, hold on. This says in the turn. So that changes to turn. That turns from turn to team. Okay, that's definitely much more better. This helps him out way more. I think this should just be on the team in his pre and his post transformation. I would think that would be much more better for him. Because this guy, as well as Vegeta, want to be right next to each other, right? So performs the additional attack. There's a 50% chance to come a super attack with at the guard. No, he launched the additional attack. There's a 50% chance to come a super attack. Tongue twister. Youth category allies 3 key and 40% attack and defense. Okay, performs additional super attack and performs a guaranteed crit when there's a Vegeta's family category ally attacking in the same turn, or when you're going against a Vegeta's family category ally enemy. It survives KO attacks once per turn, so that's good. Surviving KO attacks, that's a powerful ability. He also has crit and a guaranteed super attack built into him. He's a support type unit. He can guard provided you have a Goku's family category character on the team, which is very nice. I think that should be in his pre and post transformation, but to each his own. This card's very good. I say so. He has all that stacked up attack, yeah. He's going to be hitting hard. He's going to be looking quite good. He's supporting, yeah. This Goku's good. Let's see Vegeta. Vegeta's a TUR and he's in. His leader skill is World Tournament, Hybrid Saiyans, 3 key, 170% across the board. His 30% stats is 2 Vegeta's family and Super Saiyans. For World Tournament, right? Just want to point this out. This leader skill is a little weird now that I'm thinking about it. Let me see this guy's leader skill. Youth and Hybrid Saiyans. His is definitely way better than Vegeta's. Yeah, Goku has a better leader skill than Vegeta. Because World Tournament is just ass. And then, like, Hybrid Saiyans is, like, obviously good, but World Tournament is just so ass. Like, a World Tournament Super Saiyan, it's like, what do we have? Like, that Gohan? A Super Saiyan 2 Gohan? Anyways, so let's see. So he stacks defense and he gains 30% attack for 1 turn. Yeah, these guys want to sit right next to each other. So 1 key and 160% attack and defense is baseline. 25% attack per attack performed up to 120%. 40% defense per Vegeta's family category on the team up to 160. Ooh. How many links do they share with each other? They share a good amount of links with each other. They got the same lineage. They got GT. They got Prepare for Battle and Fierce Battle. They don't have Saiyan Warrior Race, Infighter, and Royal Lineage. Yeah. Yeah, they don't. They do? No, they don't. No, because he has the Innocence and All in the Family. And the same lineage in place of this guy's links. Okay, so let's continue on. So 20% damage reduction when this is the only Vegeta's family category ally attack in the same turn, and 40% damage reduction when there's another Vegeta's family category ally attack in the same turn. Yeah, you want to run these guys in separate rotations then, huh? Yeah, you probably would want to, because he wants to have essentially a full Vegeta's team. Interesting. So reduces damage, receive, of course, 40% damage reduction when he has another Vegeta's family category attack in the same turn. So he has a similar design to the Goku. 2 key and 25% attack defense to Vegeta's family characters, and it performs additional super when there's a Goku's family category attack in the same turn, or when facing an enemy who's on that category. So he's similar to the Goku. Yeah, except he's just stacking defense. It's very similar. Now Vegeta, he has this. Okay, third turn when HP is 40% or higher, so he has a way easier condition than Goku does. So Vegeta gains 100% defense and 30% attack for 1 turn. You want to keep Vegeta in his base form so he can stack up that defense, though, no? Okay, so 2 key, 108% attack and defense. Of course, he gets that attack performed up to 160%. The defense per Vegeta's family, blah, blah, blah. 30% damage reduction if he's the only Vegeta's family character, and 60% if he has another Vegeta's family character that's bumped up, so that's way better. He also performs an additional attack as a 50% chance to become a super attack. Yeah, he does. He also gives Vegeta's family category characters 3 key and 4% attack and defense, and he performs a guaranteed super, and he does a guaranteed crit. Yeah, he's similar to Goku. He's pretty much mirrored Goku. Yeah, he's like a mirror to him. They're both really good, I would say. Both really good. I would change... These are Dokkan-esque cards. You know what? I wouldn't change nothing. They're Dokkan-esque. Let's leave them the way they are. Who cares? Went over to this Super Saiyan Goten. Okay, so what do we have here for Goten? So his leader skill is Youth, Gifted Warriors. Also, this, by the way, this card helps out the GT Goku Jr. and Vegeta, by the way. Anyways, leader skill, Youth or Gifted Warriors, 3 key, 170% across the board, and the 30% stats is to Bond of Friendship or Movie Heroes. And the super attack effect, 30% attack and defense in 1 turn and great lowers attack. And the unit super attack effect stacks attack and defense and seals. And it can be activated when you have a Trunks. It just says when you have an ally whose name is Trunks on the team. That's good. On the team is a very nice requirement. Okay, so the passive. You start out with 2 key and 167% attack and defense baseline, 80% attack and defense when performing super attack. Love that. 15% attack and defense when with each attack performed, up to 90% attack and defense. He also performs additional attack that has a 70% chance to become a super attack, and perform an additional attack that has a 70% chance to become a super attack after performing a super attack. So this unit can do a quadruple super. 25% damage reduction baseline, and 25% damage reduction, a 50% chance to crit when you have a Trunks and 66% attack and defense when that ally's attack in the same turn. So you have a Trunks sitting right next to this guy. This guy has 50% damage reduction, can do up to 4 super attacks. Yeah, card is good for sure. Yeah, and he's also stacking defense, stacking attack and defense. So this card can be hitting quite hard. No, is there stats? There is no stats. Okay, and this is the links that I've shown, and could be exchanged into Super Saiyan Goten Kid, as well as, of course, the Super Saiyan Trunks and Goten. When HP is 67% or less after the 3rd turn. So let's see what we got here. W card art, by the way. So 50% attack defense one turn and does immense as well as guarantee stuns the enemy. 166% attack and 167% defense baseline, as well as 60% attack and defense when performing a super attack. I just noticed and I completely forgot that I had like my blinds open. So like the sun is kind of giving my camera light. Let's continue focusing on this. Anyways, when performing a super attack, 50% attack and defense. No, excuse me. 60% attack and defense performing a super attack. That's nice. 50% damage reduction, unrestricted. 20% attack and defense with each attack perform up to 120%. What's that? 130% attack and defense when key is 10 or more. Perform a guaranteed super attack when there's another youth category ally attack in the same turn, that being a Trunks. You'd want a Trunks right next to him because you're damn near activating everything with this card. And you also get a 70% chance to crit when HP 67% or less, and a 50% chance to dodge when HP 66% or less. So if you're below those thresholds, you're going to have a 70% chance to crit and a 50% chance to dodge with 50% damage reduction. And on the offensive end, you're building up attack and defense. You're building up attack as well as having a guarantee super provided you have that youth category ally character. Yeah, card's certainly good. And this card's a big help for this this Goku and Vegeta Jr. So let's move on over to the next card. Man, I've been talking for a long time. So we have a couple more cards until I finish June. There was one card that was sent to me by someone, but it was not opening on one end, but it did open when I clicked on it on the email, and unfortunately like the little email was like behind it. So I'm just gonna download it and I'm gonna do it for another custom card review for the next one that I do for a live stream. Probably not gonna do it inside a video, but for a custom card review live stream, I'm gonna dig through my starred and we're gonna go ahead and get those out the way. But with that being said, we have this card as well as a couple more cards after this and we're done with June. Bro, 2 hours of recording. It's been a while since I recorded for 2 hours, guys. Let me tell you, I forgot how like it takes a lot of endurance to do like these long ass like videos that I used to do. I used to do these back then, so it definitely like it brings back a little bit of nostalgia, definitely. Anyways, so it's a LR Tech Super 13, so with banner unit 14 and 15. So leader skill is androids or artificial life forms. 3 key and 200% stats, so it is a Carnival LR, and the 12 key super attack is the SS Deadly Hammer, 50% attack and defense for one turn, as well as disable enemy action, so it's strong 12 key, 18 key, gains 100% attack and defense one turn, and a 50% chance to stun while, of course, doing Mega Colossal, so a strong 18 key and 12 key super attack effect. So the passive, interest animation, of course, that being this little gift right over here, and he guards for the first 5 turns when there are 2 or more androids category allies, or 3 or more extreme class allies on the team start from this character's attacking turn. He also starts out with 150% attack and defense to start a turn. He gets additional 100% attack and no, it's 150% attack and defense when performing a super attack. And he gets keep or keystore obtained and 13% damage reduction, additional 15% damage reduction for the rest of the battle. When there's a Android 15 and 14% damage reduction when there's a character whose name is Android 14. So he wants the banner unit 14 and 15 on the team with them, so you can get that damage reduction. And that is a total of simple math dev. Come on. So of course 14 plus 15 is obviously 29, and then 13 into 29 is obviously, damn, what's that? That's 42. Damn, I am ass at math. That's 42, right? That's up to 42% damage reduction, I'm sure. So that's 42% damage reduction. Yeah, because he has that baseline 13% damage reduction. Yeah, so that's 42% damage reduction. Okay, so he'll have 42% damage reduction when you have that Android 14 to 15 on the team with them. He also launches an additional attack that's a 50% chance to come a super attack, and he launches a guaranteed super when facing a super class enemy, and he nullifies and counters with tremendous power enemy weapon and melee and other super attacks. It disables enemy action within the same turn the enemy has been countered. So of course when Goku gets punched in the fucking nuts, as you guys can see, the melee super attack counter, it makes sense that you're disabling their action for the next turn, because I mean you gotta take a second, you gotta recharge, and you gotta come back. And then the weapon super attack counters is right over here. And these are his links as shows. Let's see the Android 15 banner unit. So leader skill, accelerated battle 3 key, 20% across the board. And his 12 key is, wait, 12 key? These are banner unit. Let's say 12 key. Okay, it's just regular super attack. So he gains 30% attack defense in one turn. He greatly lowers defense and of course does immense. And his passive, 150% attack defense at the start of turn. He also gets an additional attack that's a 50% chance to become a super attack, and he also gets 50% attack and defense when performing a super attack, and gets 20% attack and defense with each attack dodge up to 150%. He also has a 50% chance to dodge, and gives extreme class allies 30% attack and defense, and he gives not extreme. That's artificial life forms category allies 3 key and 50% attack and defense with 3 or more androids category allies on the team. He also has a 70% chance to dodge when you have a Android 13. That just says a character whose name is Android 13. So he'll have a 70% chance to dodge, and he's going to give Android 13 3 key and 80% attack and defense, because it stacks on top of that extreme class allies buff and that artificial life forms buff, as well as him gaining an attack and defensive buff from his passive to a super attack effect. So yeah, this guy's great, as well as the 13. 13 is very, very powerful. Let's see what 14 is looking like. So 14 leader skill, 3 key and 120% across the board, and his super attack effect, 3 key, 120% across the board, the androids, and the super attack effect is 30% attack defense on one turn with a 50% chance to stun, 140% attack defense to start turn with a 50% chance to crit, and he also gets 20% attack defense up to 130% attack defense. Guards, as well as him gaining 14% damage reduction, an additional 15% damage reduction, and 13% damage reduction within the same turn, having those allies on the team. And he also gives 4 key and 40% attack defense for allies within the turn. So this guy's going to be at 42% damage reduction, just like LR Android 13. He's going to be guarding, building up attack and defense, and he's given the entire rotation 4 key and 40% attack and defense. And one thing I do want to mention is that if you have Androids 13, 14, and 15 on the same turn, these two, the 14 and 15, support together, because 15 is already giving how much? That's 3 key and 80% attack and defense, the entire rotation, essentially. This guy's also giving 4 key and 40% attack and defense. So in total, that's, what's that? That's 7 key and 120% attack and defense the entire rotation. I mean, pretty insane to me. So let's move on over to the next cards. I'm pretty sure they're going to be the final cards of the video. And the final cards of the video. Finally, man, we finished July. I said inside one of my live streams that if I really wanted to, I could bang out months in separate videos. Look what I'm doing. I'm doing exactly that. I did say that I promise I will get this done. I said I promised, right? Did I say I promised? I know someone could find in one of my old videos and say, Dev, you promised. And I'm pretty sure I did promise. So with that being said, we do have, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards to look at. Yeah, it's 4 cards to look at. And this is coming in from Leo. Now, I'm not sure if Leo created these cards, because I saw like a different username. Like, if you didn't create these cards, sure, it's really whatever. Maybe you just want me to react to these cards because they are technically custom cards. But please make sure to credit the person that created these cards inside the email, so I know who it is, so I can credit them. Like, for example, this person signed up light. Shout out to this person. And of course, the sources that he used, that being from DBZ Space. Damn, DBZ Space is just dead. As well as well, technically the Legends DBZ Space isn't dead, but still. Shout out to Sign Up Light. And then, like, who made this card, this hit? Who made this hit? Sign Up Light also made this. Like, if you are the person that made this, because I couldn't tell, because the person who made it, well, the person who sent me this was named Leo. So please make sure to say that you created this card, so I know exactly for these Dokkan Wiki cards. I don't completely know, and I want to give credit adequately to the person who made these cards. And it doesn't show who made this card. And then of course we have the Sign Up Light. So Sign Up Light made all 3 of these cards. So shout out to Sign Up Light. And if you're the person that sent me these cards, of course, the person that sent me these cards that got, how do I even say this? If you're the person that sent me these cards and you're the one that made these, shout out to you. But if not, shout out to the person that created these cards, and thank you for sending these cards to react to. I had to find a way to say it. Anyways, who do we start with? Let's start out with Goku Black. Very simple, sweet. Everyone loves Goku Black. I just noticed that Tech Hits card art is right behind this guy's card art. This is like, it's weird because you see Tech Hits silhouette, and then you see Goku Black right in front of it. This is like a, what's that, like Legends? That's like a Legends Goku Black. So it's leader skill. Inhuman Deeds, Time Travelers, 3 key, 170% across the board, and his 30% stats is 2. Future Saga and Worldwide Chaos makes sense. It's 12 key. He stacks attack and gains 30% defense 1 on his 18 key. He 12 key, Dev. 12 key. He stacks attack and gains 30% defense 1 turn. And his 18 key, he stacks attack and gains 30% defense 1 turn and lowers attack. I can't read. Activates the into animation at the start of the battle. Oh my god. If there's a time travelers or Realm of Gods category ally on the turn, or an enemy. So it's, if there's an enemy or an ally that's a Realm of Gods or Time Travelers character, he gets guard and 100% attack defense for 3 turns. He also gets 159% attack defense baseline and gets additional 50% attack and defense if there's an Inhuman Deeds category ally on the team. He also gets 30% defense when performing a super attack, so a defensive buff from his pass to a super attack effect is obviously really nice. And he also gets additional 50% attack if it's an 18 key super, nice, and 2 key and 20% attack defense all allies, and an additional 1 key and 15% attack defense if they belong to Inhuman Deeds, Time Travelers, or Realm of Gods category. Okay, so you can be giving up to 3 key and 35% attack and defense with this card, as well as this card stack and attack from its 12 into its 18 key super attack effects. And of course, this card also, provided you can debuff an enemy, is greatly lowering attack. Another thing is that this card is getting defense from its pass to a super attack effect. And of course, this card is guarding. There isn't too much special to this card. There's not too much special to this card. Upon getting hit 3 times in battle, he can transform. So let's go and see what it looks like for his transformation. So that's, I think that's Ultra Rose, right? Okay. So new 12 key, 30% attack defense in 1 turn, and mastery lowers attack and defense, and 18 key, 50% attack defense in 1 turn, and it gains 30% defense in 1 turn, as well as sealing. Launches a guarantee super for the first turn from the start of transformation, so that's nice. 3 key and 240% attack and defense, as well as 40% attack and defense when performing a super attack. Love that. Passive lowers 20% attack to enemies with every appearance, activates 3 times, and launches an additional super attack when HP is 50% or less. Yeah, and 100% attack and 50% defense after receiving an attack, and 59% attack and defense when performing a super attack. And 100, what's that? Was that 110? I can't see because this art is like clipping through the thing. So, no, it's 10%. 10% attack and defense up to 59% attack, where each attack performs when the character's in attack, defense, sealed, or stun status. Of course, he lowers attack, which is obviously really nice, and he seals attack, so he can support himself. And he also launches an additional super with every enemy. Okay. And 5 key, starting from the turn when his character launches his 9th super attack in battle, and 9 key, and launches a super attack from the start from the turn when his character launches his 10th super attack, and he guards. Okay, so we got like, what's that, like 100 super attacks he can do right over here. He does his first guarantee super, so that's 1. So let's count how many supers he can do. He does his first super. He does his guarantee super for the first turn when he comes out for his transformation. He also does another super when his HP is below that 50% less threshold. He also gets another super when going up against an enemy, for every enemy. Okay, so that's for every enemy. And he also gets another super after he does his 9th super attack in battle. So technically, he wouldn't have that for that first turn. So this guy can just do like fucking 4 or 5 supers. Or already, like just 4 or 5 supers, including the potential system, while guarding. This guy's just gonna be hitting like a nuclear missile. I mean, look at his attack stat, 22,000. I mean, come on now, it's Goku fucking Black. And then on top of that, he has all that stacked up attack from his pre-transformation. This active skill hits like a bomb. He does 4 super attacks. He can do this active skill, and you can just kill the enemy almost immediately. You know what? No, almost immediately. You kill them immediately. Next, let's move on over to LR Hit. So LR Hits, Universe 6 are full power, 3 key and 200% of the stats, and he stacks attack. This is literally similar to Goku Black. Okay, so he stacks attack, gains 30% defense 1 turn, lowers attack and defense and seals, and he essentially does the same goddamn thing for his 12 key, but he just stuns. So he has the same 12 and 18 key super attack effect. 1 just seals, 1 just stuns. So certainly good. Interest animation, of course, and he has a 100% chance to dodge. And with every turn pass, he loses 5% up to 50%, so he'll be down to a 50% chance to dodge afterwards. He also gets 200% attack and defense baseline, and he gets additional 66% defense when he does an 18 key super attack. Very nice. He also gets 20% attack and defense up to 120%, and a 5% chance to crit up to a 30% chance to crit with each attack dodge. No, each super attack dodged. Interesting. So he has to dodge super attacks to build up his attack, defensive buff, and crit chance. Does he see super attacks? He also has a 50% chance for attacks to become crits. Okay, and he has 5 ki when he launches a super attack. Nice. He also launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance to become a super attack, and he has a 70% chance to counter super attacks with tremendous power. It's a mouthful. Damn, my throat is dry. I need to go get some water. I'm gonna go ahead and get that right after I'm done recording. But he has, of course, nullification, essentially. He has super attack counters, essentially nullification. Additional super attack chance. This is weird. This part of his card is weird, certainly. And he does have that 100% chance to dodge. Very nice. As well as him stacking his attack and have that 200% attack and defense. I like this card. But I don't like the fact that it's with each super attack performed. No. I thought that was with each super attack dodged. Oh my god. I need to get out of here. So excuse me. This is good then. Then this is certainly fine then. I think I still prefer this to be with each attack performed. It's better that way, but it's particularly whatever. I just think it's better with each attack performed rather than super attack performed. Because what if he just does an additional normal? Like that's it. What if he does additional normal instead of additional super attack? Yeah, I need to finish this video out. Anyways, he also has active skill, enrages, stuns the enemy, and delays all enemies' attack for 1 turn, and guaranteed crit, so a powerful active skill. He can be used when HP is below 66 or less HP, from the 3rd turn of the start of battle. Whew, man. He also master raises attack temporarily, as well as excuse me, master raises attack temporarily. No, that's master raise attack for 1 turn. Does immense, lowers attack and defense and stuns. Okay, and gets 266% attack and defense, and all attacks from guaranteed crits. That's in his full power. Okay, next card. I really need to finish out the video because I need to get some water. I only had a little bit of water left, so we're gonna try to keep trucking along. So the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, GT Heroes, Goku's family, 170% across the board and 3 ki. Why is it backwards? That's interesting. So Goku's family and GT Heroes 3 ki, 170% across the board, and his 30% of the stats is to Pure Saiyans and Power Beyond Super Saiyan. Makes sense. So he stacks defense and gains 50% attack for 1 turn and seals. He also has an interesting animation where he dodges everything for 1 turn, 159% attack and defense baseline, 1 ki and 20% attack and defense when there is 1 enemy. He also gets 1 ki and 20% defense up to 100% defense for every enemy. Interesting. So he gets more defense per enemy on the field. And he also, he also launches an additional super when it's a GT Heroes category on the team, so that's easy to get off, as well as 10% damage reduction. No, minus 10% damage taken up to 60% for 3 turns. Interesting. So he builds up damage reduction. He also gets 40% attack at the end of the turn. At the end of the character's attacking turn, and survives a KO attack once only. So that's powerful, obviously. He also guards for 3 turns after performing a super attack. I like that. He also has a 70% chance within the turn before performing a super attack. No, 70% chance to guard within the turn before performing a super attack. Wow, okay. So you can set him in the first line. He has a 70% chance to guard. He'll have a 70% chance to guard. I cannot think. Okay, so let's re-break down this unit. So before he supers, he has a 70% chance to dodge. After he supers, he'll have guard for 3 turns. He can survive KO hits. He has damage reduction buildup up to 60% for 3 turns. He'll do a guaranteed super to help him stack his defense because he gets it when you have a GTO's character on the team. He builds up ki and defense for every enemy, which is kind of worthless because a lot of the tough fights don't really have a lot of enemies. And of course, it really doesn't. It's just 1 enemy per fight type shit. And he also gives all allies 20% attack and defense. There's 1 enemy, 1 ki, and 20% attack and defense. So he's a support type unit that has guaranteed dodge. He has a lot going on. Damage reduction, guard, defense. he has the 3 quintessential extra layer defensive abilities to fall back on. He's supporting, guaranteed super build to him. He has essentially it all. And he goes into, no, he doesn't go into nothing. Okay, I thought he had a full power. Okay, so his active skill temporary raises attack up to 400%, cause all the damage to enemies, so it's just gonna hit hard. And he can activate after doing 3 or more supers. Let's move on over to the next one. And the last card of the video, we saved this card till last. Gamma 1, that goes into Gamma 2, into a standby. Okay. Leader skill, androids or defenders adjusts 3 key and 200% stats, and 12 key stacks defense and lowers attack and defense. 18 key greatly stacks attack and defense for 3 turns and greatly lowers attack, so good 12 and 18 key super attack effects. 120% attack and defense baseline, 1 key up to 10 with each attack performed. Very nice. 2 key for every turn that has passed, since the character's starting attack and turn up to 6 resets when switching. Yeah, resets when switching. Launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance to become a super attack. So additional super attack chance, nice. Considering that this character stacks its defense. Let's see. 120% attack and defense for 1 turn. From this character's starting attack and turn, once only. Guards all attacks and launches an additional super attack for 1 turn and resets when switching. Okay, so that must be when switching to... Oh, it's a Gamma 1, Gamma 2 swap card. Okay. And a 10% chance to dodge, up to 50% chance to dodge, and 12% HP recovery at the end of the turn when this character receives an attack, and attacks effective against all types. So the switch you can switch to Gamma 2 on the next attacking turn, and start from the next attacking turn, of course, like it says down here. And what's the standby requirement? Can't be active with HP's 50% or less, starting from the turn. No, starting from the 4th turn, from the start of the battle. Okay, so start from the 4th turn and 50% or less. Okay, and if the character has switched at least twice, you gotta switch between these cards twice. Okay, and you stand by for 5 turns, and of course the key. Why am I saying cheat? The key charge counter. I gotta end the video, bro. I cannot read. I'm about to go on 3 hours of recording. Anyways, so what's really great about Gamma 1? Stacking defense, of course, while having attack debuffs on supers from 12 and 18 key super attacks, you could debuff the enemy. So good 12 and 18 key super attack effects. You know, the key buildup is obviously nice up to 10, as well as this card just has a lot of key buildup. Additional super attack chance, a guard additional super for the first turn when resets when switching. Guard and additional super for 1 turn. Oh, and it resets. That's nice. Yeah, that is nice. So dodge buildup. Guard and guarantee super for that first turn after switching. That attack and defense. Yeah, this card is really interesting. Has a lot of reset restrictions. Like this, essentially, this is a reset restriction. This right over here. No, this right over here is a reset restriction. Very interesting card. So he could be effective against all types with a 50% chance to dodge. Guarantee super built into him. Guard. Has all of it. Has basically the whole shebang. Now, Gamma 2, what do we have in Gamma 2? So, essentially a mirrored version of Gamma 1, except he's stacking attack. He gets 6 key when attacking, guarantee super, and raises key up to 6 for 3 turns. At the start of the character's attacking turn, a 70% chance to dodge, start from the turn when the character's attacking turn, resets when switching. Can build up to a 50% chance to dodge, even though he already has a 70% chance to dodge, who really cares. Launches additional super, so additional super here, additional super right over here. So yeah, this character is the offense part of the card essentially, and this character is the defensive part of the card. Makes sense. Then we go into the standby. We have so he stacks defense. He has essentially the same super attack effect from his Gamma 1 version. 200% defense and 8 key and guards for the first 4 turns to start turn. So that's obviously a powerful first part of the card. 1 key each attack perform up to 10, so that's a lot of key when you perform attacks. 2 key for every turn that's passed, up to 6, and resets when switching. Damage from attacks taken, minus 70, not 30%. I don't know why I read that as 70, because the little line was right there. So 30% damage reduction from attacks, and additional 20% damage reduction against the enemy's super attacks, so you'd be up over 50% damage reduction. Okay. As well as a 10% chance to crit up to 50% chance to crit, and launches an additional super with 3 turns. For 3 turns from start to turn, 100% attack when performing a finish attack. And the finish attack, you can get up to 10% attack per, of course, charge count. 30% or less, you get the dual gamma impact. And then the finish attack 2, the core breaker, up to a 20% attack and causes super ultimate damage. Interesting. So you get that 100% attack when doing a finish skill, when doing a super attack. You have up to 50% attack when taking a super from an enemy, or 30% if you're just taking regular attacks. And you build up a whole lot of ki while guarding for those first 4 turns. Yeah, I would say that this card is very interesting. Super interesting, for sure. But I think that is about it. I am losing my voice, guys. I've been talking for almost 3 hours straight. We are at 2 hours and 45 minutes of recording. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Damn, that was a lot of custom cards. We got June done. Next time we're going to do July, and then we're going to do August, and then so on, so forth. I'll catch you guys next video. I love you all. Peace.